What up? What up, Sam? What's good? What up, Kristen? What up, Sam? Ronnie? Knicks drafting Obi. Oh boy, I think Obi would be a nice play. I think we needed a point guard that can shoot. That's what I wanted first. We don't need another forward here. Unless they got plans to get Westbrook. I just think I don't know. We need a point guard first and foremost. Waiting for Reggie to come through. What's good with y'all, yo?
Fucking kidding me. What's up?
Okay.
My camera, man.
All I heard was fucking kidding me. Man.
My fault is my fucking camera that's acting up as usual.
Red just fucking up his camera before he came on.
Yeah. Oh,
Yo, huh? You love
can you hear
mobile
me?
app? You can hear me?
I can hear you. It's just my camo. I can. Son of an ass.
Mobility. I like it. I think it was a decent album. It's not his best, but I want to give Ray props for even doing that album as a sophomore album without RZA. That takes some balls, yo, to do that. That takes some balls, yo. I was watching your review, Reg. I forgot that you did that like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, yo, like nobody talks about that album. A lot of people hated that album today. When they were in the chat, they hated that shit, yo.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest. You can add me to that list. I'm not the biggest
Right.
fan of the mobility. I mean, listening to it now
Mm,
is much better than when it was when I listened to it the first time because Ray did deliver on the album. It was just to
right.
me the production was just weak. I
Right.
didn't care for the American Cream Team. I didn't care for them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, for me, when it comes to Raekwon, it's like only built for Cuban Links 1 and 2 and Shaolin versus Wu Tang. Everything
Yes,
else is kind of hit
that's
or
his
miss.
best stuff. Yeah, that's his best stuff. He even ranked it. He ranked the albums, and he's put Immobility his worst album. So
Even worse than Lex Diamond.
yep, because I put the link in the description for the album review. Like it was on Hip Hop DX. I want to say it was last year or year before last, and he was ranking every album he did, and he put it because the fans hate Immobility. That's his worst album. You know what I
Wow.
mean? Lex Diamond, so I don't even remember. I think there was a song with Fat Joe on there, I want to say. But I don't remember that album. I heard it once and I never bought it.
Yeah, I know they did an Ice Cream 2 on that album.
Yeah, somebody did I did read that. Somebody had mentioned that like him doing they did a lot of that, Wu Tang. Like they did a lot of these sequel songs to the original. Like on Wu Massacre they got the I think it's Queen 2. Which one is it? They did a sequel on the Wu Massacre album. And I
Yeah.
didn't care for that. No, Criminology 2. It was Criminology 2. I didn't really like that one. You know what I'm saying? And he, Ray did it on Immobility with All That I Got Is You. You know what I'm saying? So they've done this like various times. I'm like, just leave the classics alone. It's like when Hollywood mess with these classics and try to reboot it. I hate that.
The only time it really worked was when Raekwon redid it. No, when they did Can the All Be So Simple remix, which that
That
kind
was
of growing on me.
that was good. Yeah, that was good. I still love the original, but the remix and putting the remix on Cuban Link, that was good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, like Lex Diamond, he ranked Lex Diamond over Immobility. You know?
That's crazy.
For real. I
Shit.
just had to do it. I'm like, yo, I want to talk about that album. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this today. So sometimes I'll do that. I'll just jump on by myself and do it. I
Right.
have fun. I have fun doing it.
Yeah, man. It be like that sometimes. Shit.
Yeah, crisscross jump or House of Pain jump around. Oh boy, the
House of
big
Pain.
question. The big
Well,
question.
mm, yeah, I'm gonna go with House of Pain on this one.
Man, I remember Everlast talked about that because like he mentioned something about when they put out Jump Around, crisscross put out Jump at the same time.
Yeah.
Two big hits. I gotta go with Jump though. I love how Jump Around, but Jump that's what got me into crisscross, man. You know, even if House of Pen didn't come out with that, if they came out with Shamrocks and Shenanigans and Who's the Man and all that, I still would have liked them. But like that first crisscross song is what got me into it. And, stuff, I think they were actually on tour with crisscross when that came
I
out.
would not be surprised.
Yeah, that was dope. Yeah, Lucky Down. I don't remember Lucky Down. Do not remember that album. Yep. Tomorrow, what time are we doing Onyx tomorrow? That's at 11.
No, 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 no. Tomorrow at midnight is the Megan Thee Stallion first
Oh, okay.
reaction.
Oh,
Onyx is at Sunday.
okay. So tomorrow is just Megan Thee Stallion,
Yeah.
and Friday is Major Blige.
Yep.
Okay, and then Sunday. Okay. I thought tomorrow was Onyx. Okay.
Yeah. I want to do, but actually I forgot I'm scheduled Megan Thee Stallion. I'm kind of intrigued on listening to this fucking album. So
I see a lot of people talking about it. So hopefully it's good.
shit.
Hopefully it's good. Megan Thee Stallion. How many songs is it? It's like 12
I think it's about 16.
or 16. Oh, it's a full length album. That's good. That's what's up. Definitely wanted to talk about Blondie today, yo. Like I ain't never hear nobody talk about Blondie stuff.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm hearing about this. I heard this album to me for the first time, and
Yeah,
I have a lot of shit to say.
oh boy. Uh, yeah. Where do I begin? Blondie. Okay, today we're discussing Blondie. The Blondie album, Auto American. Um, I want to say is what album is this? I think it's her third album.
Yeah, third.
Her third album, 1980 on Chrysalis, Chrysalis Records is the album. Yeah, and again, what I hate about these albums, and even back then in 1980, there's no track listing on the back of the vinyl. There was none. There's none. It's just a picture. Okay, and you got like the credits and who produced what and or who designed the album. You got to actually look on the actual album vinyl as the songs. There's no songs even in the sleeve for it, and I hate that. It's just like a whole bunch of like who did what on here. That's it. There's no track listing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the hell? Even in 1980, they was doing this shit. I thought the weekend was doing this shit with After Hours, but you know, it was actually way back. So yes, this is the album. The first two singles was Rapture and Tide is High. Rapture, I actually remember like as a kid watching that video and it was like the first rap song in mainstream and Deborah Harry was rapping on it and kicking her bars and had like a disco beat to it.
Right.
And that was my first introduction to Blondie. Then later hearing this album. And she and the guitarist Chris Stein were an item. They were going together and they formed a band, during the mid 70s in New York. And they dropped two albums first. Um, Parallel Lines dropped in '78, and that was like regarded like one of their biggest releases. And then over the next 3 years, they had several hits like Heart of Glass and Call Me. Of course, Rapture and Tide is High. It's so much shit. I don't even want to go through all this shit like between different members and members dying off, and you know, Deborah Harry was a former waitress and a Playboy bunny. I didn't even know that. She was a part of a folk rock band called the Wind in the Willows from the late '60s. Um, Chris Stein was a part of another band called the Stilettos and Elder Gentile, and formed a new band. And it's a whole bunch of shit like members that passed away, and you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to look for like a shortened version of how they formed Blondie, but basically when this album came out, it was like the breakthrough hit was Rapture. Because the rap wasn't even a subgenre then. in the early '80s, it was still like a new trend, a new trendy sound, and everybody and their mama was a rapper at that point. We didn't have no LL Cool J at that point. We didn't have no Rakim or no Cool G Rap. And it's regarded as one of the first rap songs, to be mainstream and having, the female lead singer of a rock band, kick some balls or whatever. Um, it's mad shit. It's mad shit. There's
Mhm.
mad shit on this band right now. Reg, how did you get into Blondie? Like, what was your first introduction to Blondie?
Oh, that's easy. I heard this song Heart of Glass and
Mhm.
stuff like that, and that's like a classic track right there in my opinion. And it's kind of crazy too because I recently talked about, well, not like recently, but like in a couple months ago, I talked about the Parallel Lines album, which that's like one of my favorite albums from them and stuff like that. And a lot of people pretty much said that they kind of felt that they were selling out because like Heart of Glass was like a big track back in like 79, 78, one of them years and shit like that.
Right,
That like it soon became like one of the most signature tracks and shit. Because if you guys heard the earlier Blondie, like they were like had like a more darker,
right.
new wave-ish punk kind of sound. But then like towards like the late 70s, 80s, early 80s, they kind of adapted more like a new wave pop new wavy sound and shit.
Right.
So that's how I got into Blondie.
And for the making this album, the producer Chapman insisted the band recorded in Los Angeles with Chris Stein, saying every day we get up, stagger into the blinding sun, and drive past a huge moon mobile from some ancient sci-fi movie. The drummer from the band, Clem Burke, said he welcomed the change because it was a different sound from. This is actually their fifth album release. I said the third.
Oh,
It's
fifth
actually
album.
yeah. And this album it sounded different from the previous four. And the drummer Clem Burke said, AutoAmerican was fun. We got to spend 2 months in California. I'm always up for a free ride. However, the band insisted on the cover artwork shot being from their hometown, posing on a roof. This was the shot near New York's Broadway and 8th Ave. Um, and it was taken. The image was taken from a commissioned painting by the artist Martin Hoffman. He passed away in 2013. And in a 2020 an interview from this year, Chris Stein revealed that the intended title was Coca Cola, as it sounded very American, but Coke said no to the idea. So they was actually going to name this album Coca Cola, and
Mhm.
Coke said, "Hell no, y'all not using our title for the album." Um, the Title Side hit #1 in several countries, including the U.S. and U.K. Rapture became the first rap song ever to reach #1 on the singles chart in the U.S. and it reached #5 in the UK and #4 in Australia. There is a reissue of this album with like bonus tracks as a B side to um the title side called "Live It Up" on '81, and there's a special remix of Rapture. But this is the OG copy that I'm holding. Also, they got the song "Call Me" from the soundtrack and film American Gigolo classic movie. Yeah, but that was basically our introduction to Blondie. It's set the OG copy has 12 tracks, and the reissue has, I believe, like 14. You got Call Me, and you got the remix for Rapture and the B side to Side to Side, and they got like some special remixes and shit. But this is the OG copy. It's 12 songs. Um, the first song is called Europa, and it's basically like an instrumental, like a whole bunch of different sounds. You got horns playing, and pianos, and violins. Nothing really, you know. I don't know. I didn't know what to make of this song. I just thought it was a weird way to open up an album with no singing and it's just like a instrumental. You know, So I didn't really care for it. I just thought it was a weird way to open up the album.
Yeah, I do admit. Oh, go ahead.
No, no, I'm
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I do admit it is like a weird way. It is a weird way to open up the track, but I do like the beat, as the
right.
beat kind of has like a progressive rock kind of sound to it and stuff like that. I didn't know what the hell she was talking about. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Not really too big on this one.
She didn't sing on this song though. I didn't hear no vocal.
Mm.
Or did I miss something? Was she singing on here?
Yeah, she said like one verse towards the end.
Cause I didn't hear shit. I just heard like a bunch of different like instruments, and I'm like, oh, this is an instrumental. That was weird. That was a weird way to. Oh, I would have liked to preferred her to prefer them to open up the album with like Rapture or something, or Tide is Hard. You know, just start off the album with a single instead of just this intro, and it's like she's like you gotta wait till the end of the song to like hear her sing. It's just weird.
Right.
Track two is Leveled Up. Now this song I like. This is more Blondie's pace. You know, real disco track. It's groovy. I love the guitars and the drums and the bass line. Nice hi hats and Blondie singing dark and nights, flashing lights, soft and wet and so delight. And I thought like yo, this is a real danceable track. You know, it fit the vibe of the that disco era that was basically at the end of the disco era, and I definitely enjoyed that song.
Yeah, this track right here was very, very dope. It definitely had that disco sound. You can tell they were influenced by like Nile Rodgers, just
Right.
like the bass and stuff like that. So I definitely love this one. Definitely a classic track in my opinion.
Definitely, definitely. Um, then we get to Here's Looking at You. Did not like it. It reminded me of like some 50s like ballad type of thing. 50s like nah. I did that song don't even fit with this album. You know what I'm saying? And
What really fits on this album? That's my question.
huh?
This album has so many sounds. I don't even know what's the
It
main sound of the album.
it does. And remember, and I think when they were recording this album, they had that Americana, Coca Cola type of
Right.
sound for the album, and maybe this is a product of that. I didn't care for the song. I'm like, this don't belong in this album. It doesn't fit.
Yeah, I don't care for this track either. I mean, you can I can tell like he uses the Humphrey Bogart quote, "Here's looking at you, kid,"
Right,
like that. So I mean, it's crazy too because around that same time there was this song called Kilago,
right.
like "We Hidey Ho,"
Mm-hmm.
and it uses like a lot of Humphrey Bogart or however you say his last name,
Keep
saying that shit right there. So I think that was influenced by one another, but who knows?
right. Um, yeah. Then we get to the the tide is hard. That's track four.
You said what?
We get to the tide is hard track four, which was the first single from the album. It incorporates elaborate orchestration and it's like it has like a reggae beat to the nice Caribbean sound to the song, and basically she kept saying the tide is high, well, like on the chorus she kept saying the tide is high, but I'm holding on, I'm gonna be a number one, and I liked it. I thought it was real melodic, had like a real Caribbean feel to it. Definitely, again, another song that's different from the other songs on this album. And you don't really know the direction this album is going. There's just so many different sounds right now. We're only on track four, but I definitely like this song.
Yeah, all these years I never knew Blondie sang this track.
Yep,
Like, I knew it was a cover because I knew it was a cover track, but I never knew it was them who sang this track and shit like that. I always loved this song. You know what I'm saying?
right.
they definitely maintain like the reggae integrity of the original track. And they added their own flavor towards it. So I like it.
Yes, I liked it definitely. Track 5, we get to Angels on the Balcony. This
Oh
song,
my
like,
god.
is really dark, it's really moody. You know, it has a nice beat, nice guitars. Even the lyrics are like really like eerie and chilling. And you know, you have Deborah Harry singing, "The doors open and the nights are cold. The children come in here and they dare the ghost." And I thought it was like, oh, this is like a nice song that's fit for like Halloween. Like this would be like a nice Halloween theme type of track. And I really liked the beat, and it had like a real spooky, eerie melody to it, but still danceable. Definitely enjoyed this track.
I did not like this track. Yeah, I didn't know what the hell she was talking about. I mean,
Angels on the Balcony.
yeah, I didn't care for this track really.
Man. But this is gonna be an interesting rating. Um, track 6, we go through it. I didn't like this song at all. Did not like this song. I have no idea what it's about, and that seems to be the theme on some of these songs. You don't know. A lot of the songs don't fit the album, and the album is all over the place. And again, it's a different song from each of the last 5 songs we discussed already. I don't like it. Don't even know what else she's talking about on this song. No, this is not good.
Yeah, we had go through it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't care for this track either. It's
Yeah.
like the sound is very. It's like she keeps doing 180 and whatnot with all
Um,
the songs. So I don't even know what the hell's going on at this point.
right. Um. So yeah, we get to track 7, "Through the Dark." Again, I like this song. This is like another disco feel type of track. I like the beat and the bass line. Another moody dark track like how Angels on the Balcony was. And Deborah Harry singing, "Do the hustle, do the sidewalk hustle, do the invisible dance." "Walk on Glass, Walk on Fire." That's what she was saying, like in the chorus and all that. I liked it. "Do the Dark." I'm assuming it's like a dance or something during that time of like the end of the '70s, early '80s. I'm assuming it's like a dance that people were doing. Um, I like it. Again, I don't really know what you're talking about. I'm assuming it's a dance, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think this is like a dance track.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely thought it was an okay. I thought it was a step above the other track. So yeah, that's how I have to put it.
Um, then we get to the biggest song on this album, this whole album, "Rapture," and um, Deborah Harry was talking about the song and saying people argue over the song place in the history of rap. Was it the first rap song, the first commercial rap song, the first rap song to sell X number of copies, or place X on the Billboard charts, the first rap song by a female to be ranked up above? And Fat Five Freddy, he appeared in the the music video for this, and he said for a lot of the white mainstream public, it was the first time that they heard anybody rap, and kind of paved the way, you could say, for what was about to come. So yeah, Fat Five Freddy, from the host of Young T Raps, legendary show, legendary live. This song, like I mentioned, was the first rap song that hit U.S. pop charts, #1 nationally charting. It was also in the top 40 in several countries and overseas. I enjoyed it. Definitely a classic song, real nice disco track. The bass line was hitting the beat. You got like bells going off in the background, and horns. Um, the rap, I like her rap part when she says, "Five Five Freddy told me everybody slide, DJ spinning." I said in my mind, and you don't stop, short shot, go to the parking lot and get in your car and drive real far and drive all night and then you see the light. So that was like the way that she was rhyming. That's like '80s type of rhyming compared to nowadays. It's like the rhyming was different back then, but she was still kicking bars. And I definitely loved that part of the song when she was rhyming. Yeah, definitely a classic song.
Yeah, no surprise. This is my favorite song off this album. Um, one I think it's like one of like the first Blondie songs I've heard, period, and stuff like
Right,
that too.
right,
And just the fact of it all was just like, what was I about to say? Like I said, it was just like the history of hip hop. Like a lot of people have to owe them like to this Blondie track because one thing I definitely loved about this track
mhm,
was the fact that she shouted out like cats like in New York, like Fat Five Freddy,
right.
Grandmaster Flash, and whatnot too. And it's kind of crazy too because I was looking up about this song, and a lot of people in the hip hop community, like when it was first, the hip hop community was first starting,
Right.
they didn't really like this track right here because of the fact that they thought, oh, this white girl's gonna like take hip hop away from our culture and
Exactly.
whatnot. But Fat Five Freddy, he really defended Debbie because she was really trying to like invite rap to the mainstream and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And even though some of the lyrics are a bit silly, but still, like she definitely like laid a mark on the early hip hop and shit too because a lot of cats like even Wu Tang members of the Wu Tang, Debbie Harry said that was like the first rap song that they heard. And around the same time too, you gotta remember Tina Marie also did a rap on the End of Square Biz from the It Must Be Magic album, which is a dope album by the way.
Right.
And all my KRS-One fans should know about this track too, because this is one that he sampled for "Step Into a World,"
Mhm.
which low key surprising. I never cared for that track like that.
You never like that? Step into a
I
world.
liked it, but I got burnt out by it.
They played it a lot.
Yeah,
They played it.
like I'm when it comes to KRS-One, like in my opinion, I feel like his signature song, in my opinion,
Mhm.
is "Sound of the Police," like solo wise.
Oh yeah, definitely. That whole album, like Return of the Boom Bap, that's a classic, man.
I know that's my favorite KRS-One
Yeah,
song.
same. That's my favorite. Love that. I love the '95 self-titled one as well.
Oh yeah, that was dope.
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
I got next was cool too.
Right. That was good. That
Yeah,
was they did play that. They played. I remember Hot 97 playing that in the heavy rotation. Like that was a big hit for him.
right.
You know. Yeah, definitely he had some solid solo albums. You know. Track 9 we get to Faces. It's a ballad. You have some saxophones on there and everything. I didn't care for it again. A lot of these songs sound misplaced on this album. Did not like it. I did not like it though.
Yeah, which is the track we at right here?
Basic. Track it.
Yeah, this track right here, it was not really too good. Well, actually, no, wait, Faces.
Yeah.
Actually,
You
I
like
did like that track
okay.
because it reminded me of this David Bowie song. It's gonna
Right,
be me.
right.
That was like a B side for like the Young Americans album and stuff like that. So it had like a David Bowie feel. I thought you were talking about the next track for a minute. So
Oh, oh Lord. T Bird's track 10. It was a groovy track. That's basically about that's basically about it. I did not know what the hell Debbie Harry was singing about. You know what I'm saying? I like the beat, but that's really about it for that song.
yeah, T Birds didn't care for that track.
This is going to be like the shortest review on my channel ever, I believe, because I this is not going well. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, Track 11, Walk Like Me. This has more of a punk rock feel to it, and you got the hard drums, the guitars. I like this song. Deborah Harry singing "Walking Like a Millionaire," "Walking on Imported Air," "Change the Way You Comb Your Hair," and "Watch What You Walk Under." So I like this song. This song was hard. I like this song.
We at Walk Like Me.
Yes.
This one was okay. Wasn't really like one of my favorites, but it was alright.
Follow. We get the last song on the OG copy, "Follow Me," it's a ballad. Did not like it. No, it doesn't belong on this album.
Yeah, I just got burnt out by this track right here. Didn't really care for it.
Yo, how could the most one of the most iconic first like rap songs in history be on such a shitty album? You know what I'm saying? Like you would think when you hear Rapture, that's like putting like if you hear Run DMC Walk This Way and they put that on a shitty album with a whole bunch of other shitty songs. You would say I would say the same thing. Like, how could an iconic rap song be on such a bad album? It's like, did they craft the album around the hit single, or was it, or was like, yo, they just you know what I'm saying? I'm you know, '80s had some classic shit and they had some bad shit, and this album unfortunately is not a good album. I like about 3 or 4 songs, Rapture being the biggest hit on here, clearly. The Tidy Side was good. I like that. I like Angels on the Balcony. You know, Reggie don't like it. Do the Dark was good. Walk Like Me, but the rest of the album, a lot of these songs don't. I like Live It Up also. A lot of these other songs, the intro was terrible. Don't like that. Here's Looking at You. Go Through It, and I sadly went through this album. Faces and Follow Me. I just it was I don't know like the ballads mixed with the disco tracks and you got like the punk rock. It just didn't fit to me. It was like it like they were going in different directions with this album. They didn't know where they wanted to go. They wanted to do ballads, or they wanted to do disco. Where were they going with this album? This album is not good. I'm saying Ronnie gave it 3 mics. He's being generous, man.
Mhm.
Because my rating is not a 3. I think this is more like a 2 for me. With Rapture being the biggest song off of this album, being like their biggest hit ever. I don't like this album at all. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's why I kept postponing the album discussion about it. 'Cause I planned this like back in February to do this joint. And I think when I was listening to this album, I said, yo, I'm not reviewing this shit, you know? And oh man. Is it possible to actually discuss 2 bad albums in one day? I want them on Mobility. Nobody liked that album except for me.
Shit.
And this album, it's like this album is worse. This album is bad, bad. Like you know what I'm saying? I don't even think the bonus tracks would have saved it. Like it's just bad. I don't get it. And this is what she's known for. She's known for Rapture. I'm like, but they don't talk about her albums because this shit was terrible.
Yeah, man.
Sam gave it 2.5 mics. I'm giving it a 2 because I don't like it. It is not a good album to me. I love Rapture. She picked the right singles. Tired is High is good, but don't like this album.
Yeah, man. Never cared for this album. I mean, first time I heard it, it was like it's like one of those albums where it was too experimental for its own good,
Right.
and it was like a lot of different sounds all at once, and like I didn't really mind it. Like there was some okay tracks like Rapture I did like, and the what was the one other track? Faces track, but everything else was like hit or miss, man. It's just
I
I didn't
agree.
know what was going on. 2.5 mics for me.
That's the same. That Sam gave it the same grade. Did not like it. Yeah, I think that's why I didn't want to talk about it earlier this year. I'm just like, damn, this is bad.
Mhm.
My first bad review on here, yo. Ronnie said, check out Boys to Men, Ribbon in the Sky. Stevie Wonder cover.
Yeah, I heard that one.
What album that's from?
I don't. I think it was like one of the little cover albums they did.
Oh,
I don't know,
oh,
but
is that they did a cover album? They got a Grammy for that one.
yeah, I think the one in '07.
Okay.
Low key, I kind of prefer the intros cover of that song over Boys to Men to keep it a
Yeah,
book.
I like intro's version of that. That's a great album. we discussed. That definitely is a good album. Early Blondie is better. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to like Parallel Lines and the other four before this album. 'Cause I don't know what they were doing on this album. Word.
So you're going to see the Fresh Prince of Bel Air reunion?
Yes, that's tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I think it's dropping tonight because it says
Oh,
dropping
tonight.
Thursday. So
What is it? What is it on like on streaming?
yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch that. I've been watching. There's a new show called A Teacher, and it's about a student, a high school student, and his teacher having an affair, and she's yeah, and we, that happens in real life, and um the the student name is Eric, and the teacher name is Claire, and he he's in her class, but I think he's having like he asked her to be his tutor. Like him and his friends were like at a diner, and she just happened to be there, and he asked to tutor him. I think it's in math or something, and they start she starts tutoring him, and then she starts having feelings for him, and this is off the first day. Like off the first day, she went home, she started like masturbating to him to his
Oh wow, is this
to
on Netflix?
this is on Hulu, I believe, but it's on streaming. Like if you got streaming, it's on Hulu, but it's like I believe it's like 7 or 8 episodes.
And what's it called?
A Teacher,
A Teacher. Okay.
yeah, it's starring Kate Mara. She's playing the teacher. I forgot the kid that's playing Eric. He's been in like movies and stuff, and yeah, like she has a boyfriend, and they're trying to have a baby, trying to make a family or whatever. And when she starts tutoring Eric, she starts having like dreams about him and starts fantasizing about him, and vice versa. He's doing the same thing about her, and he I think he had a girlfriend, but they broke up, and but they were messing around. They were like trying to get back together. So all this stuff is going on, and he has feelings for his teacher.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, and they eventually hook up, and then you see how it plays out. Like during the whole show, you see how their affair plays out, and eventually like what happens, and school finds out and all that. But so far, I think I'm on episode 3.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I know it's an FX show. Okay.
yeah, yeah. FX, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I might check this
Yeah.
out.
And the song selections is good because you got high school. He's like applying for college, and they high school kids, they have a lot of parties and stuff. The song selection is good. They play a lot of 50 Cent on there, a lot of PIMP, and in the club, and they played Terror Squad, Lean Back. So I love the song selections for that show.
I
Mhm.
bet.
Yeah, that's a good show. I've been watching that. I've been watching season 8 of American Horror Story. They got a new season coming, season 10. That's coming up soon. I'm a big fan of American Horror Story. So I went back to watch season 8. I skipped season 8 for whatever reason. But the last season, I want to say the last season I really enjoyed of American Horror Story was Roanoke. I liked the first 5, and then the last 4 they fucked up with like a reality show type of format. I didn't like that, but I haven't really been hyped for that show in a long time. So I'm hoping the new season is good. So I'm watching season 8 because I skipped over season 8, so I've been watching that, and yeah, just binge watching some stuff.
Yeah, man. I've been into that whole Lovecraft show and shit
A lot
too.
of crap. I love that. I hope they bring it back because they haven't. I don't think they officially said that they will bring it back for season 2.
Oh wow. By
Yeah,
the way,
I don't think it's official. I think it's like a wait and see like thing. I don't think they officially said they were coming back for season 2 yet.
I mean they need to. That
Yeah,
shit is fire.
yeah, and it's based on the H.P. Lovecraft series of books that he had.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of material that they could cover for like various seasons. So I hope they coming back with it. Season 1 is was definitely good. It's definitely different, and I like how they incorporated like the Black history into like the whole sci-fi horror storyline. That was definitely good. The special effects for the monsters and stuff. Definitely enjoyed that show.
Yeah, I'm on episode 4 right now.
What's his name? Jesse Smollett. His sister's in it. Journey Smollett.
Yep.
She lost a ton of weight too, yo. She looked like really thin.
That's what I was saying though.
You know. Well, I know. I heard that she had a divorce recently or something.
Oh what?
A divorce. She had divorced her husband or something like that.
Oh wow.
So maybe that has something to do with it. You know. But I like the show. Definitely is a different. Most of some. Well, I don't want to say most, but a lot of HBO shows I like. So Sopranos, The Wire, Entourage, um, How to Make It in America. There's a lot of shows that I watch in the past on HBO. So they always come out with good content. Well, Watchmen was a good show. They canceled that after one season. You know, you should check out Bad Brains. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely check out what Ramones album like you suggest like for a new listener getting into their music.
You asking me?
Yeah, or the chat too. Like what Ramones and Bad Brains albums.
To me, I would just stick to the first two.
The first two.
I'm not the biggest Ramones fan like that, but the first two albums I like.
Right. Okay. And
Yeah.
Bad Brains, or you talking about the Ramones?
Now, Bad Brains, I love. Like the
Okay.
first 3 albums are classics in my opinion.
And the Ramones, you just say stick to the first two albums.
Yeah, cause I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I respect what they did for punk rock, but to me, they never really did anything like what the Clash or even the Sex Pistols
Right.
and stuff like that. I was more into like those bands than the Ramones.
Ronnie said Queen featuring David Bowie Under Pressure or David Bowie featuring Mick Jagger Dancing in the Street. I
Under
love
Pressure.
Under Pressure. That's a classic. I mean, I knew like when Vanilla Ice took that for Ice Ice Baby, like I knew what that song was even at that point. That's a great. And that song been used in like commercials and everything.
Yeah, Under Pressure was used a lot in commercials.
Dancing in the Street. I didn't never cared for that song. Never cared for that song.
That cover was so weird.
It was too poppy. And you remember the video?
Oh my god. Fucking David Bowie in that long ass trench coat doing the, with
Yeah,
the real 80s jumps and
I didn't
shit.
like that. Did not like that.
And I love Bowie. I love Mick, but I was like, come on, y'all. Y'all did not need no video for this.
Nah. Nah, see,
That's why Keith Richards got mad at him because he was doing all this. He was saying all that solo shit for himself.
right. Well, I think he dropped the ball coming out with a great solo album back then. I think everybody would have been clamoring to work with Mick Jagger solo album. He should have had a classic solo album.
Mm.
You know,
Like I said, the only solo album I really cared for was the joint that dropped in '93.
right,
As besides Keith Richards, his solo
right,
album I fucked with. Like,
right. Yeah, you bought that recently, right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah. Shout out to Ash for that.
True.
Actually, no. No, she got me the Ozzy Osbourne. I got the Keith Richards one, but still. Yeah, because it was like a lot more bluesy. Like that's probably like that. This might be controversial, but that's probably like if it was built as a Rolling Stones album, that might be like the best album that came out with in the '80s and shit.
Right.
Because the
See,
Stones,
when I hear like the song he did with Michael for the Victory album, I'm like,
yeah,
yo, if he had that on a solo album, when you got Michael Jackson as a collaboration and other big name artists at that time, that would have been a classic album.
yeah, but like originally that was supposed to have been Freddie Mercury on that one.
Right, right. I remember that.
I don't even think Mick was in the studio with MJ
Oh, he
one.
wasn't in the studio?
I don't think so. I think they just sent him the track because I forgot the story about why Freddie declined to work with Michael. I forgot, but it was a video. It's a video on YouTube about it.
Um, Nas, If I Rule the World, or Can Knock the Hustle. I prefer that more than If I Rule the World, but that's a great song too.
That's a good question to me. I have to think about that one because I love both tracks. The only thing I didn't really care for Can't Knock the Hustle was that little 50-second intro.
Oh, you don't like that?
I mean, I like I said, I like it,
Mm.
but some days I just sort of skip over it.
That bass line alone, I'm like, yo,
Ooh.
that's what did the song for me, man. And then hearing Mary on the chorus, I'm like, I love that song.
Yo, Loki, Reasonable Doubt House has some of my favorite hip hop videos for all time. I loved the black and white where Jay-Z instead of
Mm-hmm.
one chick and then he had the gunshots, he
Right,
fucking pushed the girl out the way.
right. Oh yeah, that was a dope video too.
Oh, like, what the
Jay
fuck was
was
that?
ahead
Think
of his
he a
time.
Vito Brown or some shit?
He was ahead of his time and shit, like popping bubbly and shit, and in my lifetime and all that. Like he was ahead of his time.
Oh, I love the street remix of In My Lifetime. Like, what's
Mhm.
the
Right, yeah, and he did a
reason?
remix video for that, and that was a time when if you had a dope remix, you had to do a remix video for the remix. It was just mandatory, back then. Something that's missing now, like they don't do that anymore. But
They don't.
you definitely have to do that. So yeah, Jay was ahead of his time when he came to videos and stuff. Anybody like Black Sabbath? Reg got you got some Black Sabbath albums, right?
I only have one, and that's Master of Reality.
Okay,
But that's not my favorite one. My favorite one is Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Woo.
mm,
Because
okay,
everyone loves the Paranoid album, which I love, but
right.
I respect that album more. I'm more into like Master of Reality, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Those are my favorite Black Sabbath albums. Volume 4. I forgot about
Volume
that.
4. I'm not there on Black Sabbath yet,
Oh,
but maybe one day I will be. Maybe one day.
one day.
You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
they're not like the easiest band to get into, in
Mm.
my opinion, but at the same time, I would prefer the Ozzy era and the Ronnie James Dio era. Everything else, I didn't care for. It's
Ozzy
kind of crazy.
Osbourne,
I was just listening to the Heaven and Hell song
uh,
earlier and shit.
Crazy Train, or AC/DC Thunderstruck.
Crazy Train.
I don't know none of these songs.
You never
That's
heard that da da da
I
da.
probably heard it, but I don't know it. Like if I gotta hear the melody, I don't know it like by the title. You know what I mean?
You heard Crazy Train. I
I've
know
heard it. Yeah.
it comes on a lot, but
Okay.
Thunderstruck is like that.
Right.
It has that like riff, that
Real heavy
instant
metal.
riff and shit like
Right.
that. Which I'm not even the biggest AC/DC fan, but that song
Mm.
goes hard and shit.
Right.
Yo,
Yeah.
Ronnie, question: are you a Bon Scott or Brian Johnson AC/DC fan? I'm just curious.
We gotta get Ronnie on here, yo, cause he dropping too much good stuff here, man.
Oh yeah, yo, I got that teacher show saved up, man. I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch it in
Yeah.
about 10, 15 minutes.
I,
I just
I
got.
think they have the first 3 or 4 episodes available, and then like the last couple will be on. I like to binge watch when they just actually put like a whole new season and you just watch all the episodes instead of just waiting every week. Like Mandalorian, you gotta wait every week for the new episode. I'd rather just binge watch everything. Like when Stranger Things come back, I'm gonna just binge watch that.
I feel you on that.
You
Respect.
know,
Um,
Bon Scott.
yes. I mean, I respect Brian Johnson, but Bon Scott was just amazing. And I'm not like I said, I'm not the biggest AC/DC fan, but I like the Bon Scott era and some of Brian Johnson era albums.
Right,
But the thing about AC/DC, they kind of like make the same song over and over again. That's my only issue. It's like yelling, riff, yelling, extended riff,
mm,
repeated chorus, you know.
right,
But I fuck with it, but in a sense, like it's kind of like wash, rinse, repeat with them.
right.
Mm. Yeah, I still gotta listen to these fucking albums for these reviews, man. Like,
It's like when Onyx shut him down and all that.
hmm
Oh man, that's a great album, man. That's gonna be fun to talk about.
Robin Vick. I can already tell you right now, Robin Vick is my favorite one.
Yes, Robin Vick. Um, and just like they got like about 20 unreleased joints from that album alone that will fire.
I do want to talk about like the Cold Case Files
Yeah.
compilations one day
Hmm.
because Loki shut him down. Well, before like the Wake the Fuck Up album, I
Right.
never really cared for Back the Fuck Up 2. I
Yeah.
never cared for Trigonometry or whatever that fucking album is.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
But to
Yeah,
me,
after Shut 'Em Down, I skipped a lot of those albums. I listened to I think it was Black Rock. One like a couple of those Goon I'm about to say Goon Squad, a couple of those Snow Goon albums, they were decent, but I mean it's nothing like the classic stuff from Onyx,
oh yeah,
you know. Yeah, Shut 'Em Down was great, man. That was a huge album for them. Just the promotion alone, Def Jam went all out for them. Robin Thicke. I like Rob. I got Robin Thicke first album when he had the long hair and he was singing, "Get You Alone." He's like riding on the bicycle and shit in the street. I got that one. Um, the album with Lost of the Evolution of Robin Thicke. That was a good one. Sex. What is it? Sex
Sex
Magic.
Therapy.
Sex Therapy. That was a good album. With Magic. I believe Magic was on that album.
That
That's
was a dope track. I love the video for that
Yeah,
one.
that's been in like movies and shit and commercials. That was a good album. A lot of collabs on there. He had Nicki Minaj on there. He had The Game. A lot of collabs on that one. Uh, the album with Bloodlines I listened to. I don't remember none of the songs except for Bloodlines. That's like the biggest hit off of that. But Robert Dickinson. I think the it's unfair. He's getting unfair criticism because they always compare him to Justin, and I don't know why. Because we've had other dope white singers in the past, and I don't feel like everyone should be compared to Justin, but he's the dope singer.
Shit.
Even John B talked about that, like how he used to get compared to Robin Thicke. I'm like, well, John B was out way before Robin Thicke.
Way before Robert.
So
Marvin
why
and
why
John
why do
B and
people
Robin
ask
Thicke
him in
cannot be in
public?
the same sentence.
And he talked about it on the Vlad interview like that. People stop him and ask him about Robin Thicke, like, are you friends with Robin Thicke? Why would every white guy know each other?
Well, it's kind of refreshing from every black guy knowing each other, so I can't get mad about that. But still, though, John B should not be in the same class or same sentence as Robin Thicke.
Exactly.
The dude was a fucking crooner.
Yeah.
Robin Thicke is what John B wishes he could be. I'm sorry. Because like I said before, like you said, if you listen to his first album and then you listen to Evolution of Robin Thicke,
Mhm.
very different.
Yeah, I agree.
Shit.
He's good. Um, I think I don't know. Like I think I want to say it's because of the unfair this whole comparing him to Justin and John B and I think maybe him being on the Star Trek label, the Neptune's label, that kind of hurt him.
Oh, John B was on the Neptune label?
Robin Thicke he was on Star Trek.
Oh, oh,
You
of
know what I
course.
mean? And again, like when you're on those artist labels, they basically have the first dibs on your album and stuff. And I mean, they gave him some heat too, but I don't know. I just feel like he always got like this unfair criticism because he was a white singer, and I mean we've had dope white singers in the past. So Sam Smith don't get that criticism. He white.
Well, Sam Smith is British, so he gets that pass.
Well, so what? British is a color. He's still white.
Let me explain something because like when it comes to like a lot of British white artists, compare
Mm,
British white artists and American white artists, especially
right,
when it comes to soul music, the public is gonna gravitate more to the British and shit like that because British and
mm,
like the UK, they have all these different cultures all mixed together and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Whereas with American white artists, with American audiences, they always like critical. Like they always give the side and say, "Why are you
right,
coming to our music and shit like that?"
right,
And besides, also too with Sam Smith, he didn't really come out. He had like his own. charisma, his own steez and shit like
Mm.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Do,
So,
do you think do you think him coming out and admitting that he was gay have a lot to do with his success?
whew. I mean, even if he didn't come out gay,
Mm.
the type of music and the way he was promoted,
Right,
he would have still made it and shit. Like I just feel like what people saying that he's successful because he came out gay and shit like that.
right,
Well, I mean, if you really listen to his music, if you looked at him, you can tell he's gay. That's my opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to bad. I'm just saying like he kind of gives out those
right.
vibes and
I
shit
feel
like
you.
that.
I feel you. I think Sam Smith is a great singer. You know,
Oh yeah, very dope singer.
and like they
Sam,
don't give this smoke to Sam, but y'all pick
Sam
on
Smith is overrated.
Robert. Wow,
Compared
man,
to compared
man.
to Justin Bieber, hell no. No,
We
because
are we
Chance
are
the
not
Rapper,
doing this. No Bieber fans
he
on
said
here.
some shit.
We are not doing this. No.
Chance
Yo,
said,
y'all
"Oh
were people were going crazy in the chat when it came to these white rappers. Now we discussing the white R&B singers.
no," because Chance the Rapper, he said that Justin Bieber literally made the off the wall for his generation. It's like, come on now,
What? Who said that?
that bitch
Chance the
ass
Rapper?
Chance the
Hell
Rapper.
no. Hell, he have no album that's fucking with Michael shit. Hell no. Look, I like Justin Bieber, but he ain't Michael. Michael is one of a kind. Let's not ever compare Chris Brown or Justin Bieber to Michael. They bugging. Off the
Damn,
wall.
where the hell did Chris Brown come from?
Nah, I mean, cause they used to compare, like, they used to compare Chris Brown to Michael when Michael died. BT wanted him to do that tribute, and Jay Z blocked it from happening because he
I
beat
mean,
down or whatever. Yeah, I'm like, I never saw Chris Brown as Michael. Like, Chris Brown is a good artist. I don't think he's Michael Jackson.
speaking of Jay-Z, I have something to say. I have to get this out my chest.
Go ahead.
So this whole Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez shit, isn't it funny? And I'm not trying to spend no controversy,
This is what we
but,
do.
but you know how literally like 10 years ago,
Hmm.
like 10, 11 years ago, when Rihanna and Chris Brown
Hmm.
were going through their own bullshit,
Right.
Jay-Z was right in the middle trying to protect Rihanna.
Exactly.
And Megan Thee Stallion is signed under Rock Nation. Tory Lanez is saying,
Hmm.
"Oh, Rock Nation is trying to set me up." Ain't it? I'm not trying to say, but
Hmm.
isn't it kind of way how Jay-Z every time there's an abuse
Hmm.
scandal, Jay-Z's in the middle of it, but he
Exactly.
can't defend himself against Solange or some shit.
Right. Right. And Rita Ora wanted out of her Rock Nation contract. What happened with that?
Man, we don't give a damn about Rita Ora. That's the thing. Niggas don't give a damn about Rita Ora.
She signed a 6 album deal with Rock Nation. I didn't hear nothing about it after that.
6 albums. She
Yeah,
came out with an album.
yeah. She came out with, I want to say 2 or 3 albums, but I
Really?
heard one. I think the first one was when she came out like way back, but she sounded like Rihanna. Like she was trying to do what Rihanna was doing. I'm like, you're not Rihanna.
She came out with. I never knew she
Yeah,
came out with an
yeah. She
album. Oh
came out
my
with
god.
albums, but they didn't do good. But like that's when she started like doing modeling and stuff now. But I didn't care for her as a singer. Yeah, she got a couple albums out.
Oh, she got 2 albums. Okay.
Yeah, Solange is underrated. I like one
You know
Solange.
what? I can't get mad about that. I think she's getting more respect and
Yeah.
popularity these days,
Yeah,
but
yeah. I
I
do
can't get
that.
mad.
I do see. I see she's coming out of Beyonce's shadow,
Yeah.
and rightfully so. She should do that.
I want to talk about her second album one day on my channel next
Which
month.
one? What is it? See that tape?
Saul Angel, some shit like
I
that.
gotta hear that one. What's the last one that she dropped? She dropped a last
It's like When I See You, some shit like that.
I didn't hear
Which that album I like, but it's not
that.
touching Seat at the Table, man. I don't think
Right.
nothing was doing. Yo, I was thinking
Mhm.
we should do Lemonade versus Seat at the Table.
Ooh. So
That
you're gonna discuss both albums in one episode?
Well, I want to review Beyonce's Lemonade first.
Okay.
Then probably the next week or even sometime the same week, I
Okay.
want to talk about Solange, A Seat at the Table versus Lemonade because I've heard a lot of people
Mhm.
say that Seat at the Table is better, which I kind of am in that boat. I heard a
Right.
lot of people say Lemonade is better.
Okay.
Besides, I want to give the Beehive something to get mad about. I don't know.
Right. Well, Sam, so you say fuck Justin Bieber, but you think Sam Smith is overrated? I don't understand that.
That's interesting.
Wow. Who do you like? Who's your favorite white singer on Sam?
Yeah, I'm
You don't
curious.
like Bieber and he thinks Sam Smith is overrated.
Oh, by the way, Sam, what you think about Married with Children? Because you say you recently getting into that show.
Oh, I love that show.
Yeah.
Dysfunctional white family, love it.
Oh yeah. Low key, that's the best representation of a blue collar family, in my opinion.
Right.
Even way more realistic than Roseanne, in my opinion.
Yeah. 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 Well, see, Roseanne was more uh
Oh
what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say like white trash. It was more like country, uh, not country, like Midwest
yeah,
family. That's what I want to say.
yeah. I'm listening. I'm just gonna get something from the
So
bathroom.
they had like more. They had their family issues too, but I don't think not everybody could relate to their family issues. It's different for them. But I watched Roseanne also back in the day.
See, I like Roseanne. I love Roseanne, but sometimes it can get a bit too dramatic. Whereas Married with Children, it was just slapstick, but it can go
Yeah,
dark.
Married with Children was just ridiculous. You'd be like, what is Al Bundy doing? Like, it was just like real depressing shit that was going on in that show. Like the lowest of the low, like was happening on that show. Better production decided between Quincy Jones or Babyface. Wow, I gotta go with Babyface. Quincy Jones is a legend. Babyface is a legend. I gotta go with Babyface. 'Cause I bumped more Babyface during the '90s. Tony Braxton albums, the shit he did for Waiting to Exhale soundtrack, Bobby Brown, all that good stuff.
Man, that's a tough one, man. I might have to go with Babyface too. I love Q. I love Quincy, but Babyface is just.
So Lon shit at the table is better than Beyonce Lemonade.
I can't get mad about that, man.
That's what's up. Reg putting hair grease in his hair and all that. What's going on?
Moisturizer.
Oh, moisture.
Yeah, man. My hair's getting dry.
Oh shit. Married with Children. Yeah, Married with Children.
Yeah, I'm so glad I found my rock episodes, man.
Yeah.
I am so happy. That literally just made 2020 just better.
They
Cause I
don't
was
have that on streaming.
hell no.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
And even like the episode they have on YouTube and shit like that, it's just like they don't have all the episodes on YouTube because they keep fucking deleting that shit for copyright bullshit.
Right.
And
Can't
nigga,
put everything on YouTube.
so I remember when you can put everything on YouTube, man.
Yeah.
Now you got like
That's
all
back when it started when the government didn't care and then they made them clean up the site. Now
right,
it's like you got copyright laws and shit. You can't play music and all that.
right. Now you gotta have ads for 5 minute videos. I'm like, what the
Right.
fuck, man?
Back in like '06, he was good. When YouTube was a ghost town and nobody was on here, none of these bloggers and stuff, you could do anything.
Exactly.
They had porn on here, everything. But
Oh
now
yeah.
it's like, nope, none of that
No,
stuff.
gotta do that devil Cox. No, 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 no.
Man.
How did you get
That's
here?
the only song I know from Double Cox, too, yo.
And Montel Jordan wrote that.
Oh, Montel wrote that? I thought
Montel
it
wrote
was RL from Next that wrote that.
Nah, Montel Jordan wrote that one.
Wow. And he didn't keep that for himself?
Right. Except
That's
he kept
crazy.
he kept all that trash for himself and shit.
Hey, I like Montel, yo. I like his early stuff. The first album, the second one,
I
the
only like
third
the
one,
first one.
I don't think I've heard the third one, but I like the first three Def Jam, Def Soul albums. After that, he went into gospel and all that.
Because he was caught cheating and shit.
Yeah, now I heard he's back doing his old R&B stuff.
That's nice.
That's where the money's at. That's why he's doing it. Bud was hilarious.
Man,
He was,
Bud and Funk Master B, Grandmaster B.
you love Marcy too? I like Marcy from when she was in Fright Night when she was younger, and she played Charlie's girlfriend that got bit by the vampire. His neighbor was a vampire.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she was in Fright Night, the first one from I think it was '85 or whatever. That was a good movie.
You know she and Ed O'Neill can't stand each other.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I mean they used to like each other, but
Mm,
in the interview with just like one of them TV interview, Ed O'Neill said that that was when she got comfortable with being a lesbian. She got more masculine
mm,
and pretty much she had invited everybody in the cast except for Ed O'Neill and David Faustino
mm.
for her wedding,
Oh,
and Ed kind of felt some type of way about it. He was all like, "So what's up? Is there an issue?" He was just like that you would not find it, you won't be mature about it. You'll probably laugh about it and
wow.
something. And Eddie was like, "What's so funny about two women getting married?" And
Right.
like it's a long interview, but still. And it got and like I said, because if you notice, like in the later seasons, like season 3 or 4, you can tell like you can
Yeah.
feel the anger when they
Hmm.
be saying the insults or some shit like that.
Right. Well, how parents started to change over the couple years.
Right.
You
Because she didn't really come out until like 92.
Right. I remember that.
But Loki, I love the fucking Jefferson character.
Yeah.
Even though Steve was that nigga, but Jefferson was just wild as fuck.
Right.
You
Typical.
remember that one show called Grace Under Fire?
I remember that. I didn't watch it though. That was on ABC, I think.
Yeah, that was like a Roseanne
Yeah,
clone-ish kind of.
I remember that show.
Yeah, man.
I didn't watch none of those, like Frasier and Grace Under Fire and what's the other one? Will and Grace. I didn't watch those
I
shows.
never cared for Will and Grace, but
Yeah.
there was this one character I liked, the Karen character.
Mm.
I did like the actress that played her. She's funny. If,
What which one? Which one was Deborah Messing on?
who?
Deborah Messing.
That name sounds. Let me see what. Let me look.
I want to say she was on Will and Grace. I saw her. I met her in I want to say '07, '08. It was in Manhattan, coming from the Adidas superstore, and me and my homeboy met her. And she cool people. Like she stopped and she said hi to us, and she looked
Oh,
exactly how she do on TV with the red hair. She was on her cell phone.
yeah, she was on Grace, and she
Yeah,
was also on Ned and Stacy.
yeah. She's been in movies and stuff. She was cool. She was cool to me. But I never watched that show. Like I remember when them shows came out, I'm like, nah, that ain't for me.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
never cared for Will and Grace, but if they base the show off the side characters, then I would probably watch it.
Did you have any of those on your list when we did the sitcom episode?
I had Frasier on my list. That
Yeah,
was like
Frasier.
my
Okay,
two.
cool. I never
Yeah,
watched.
because I'm a huge Cheers fan.
Right.
Like I got into Frasier like around like the early 20 teens.
Mm,
I prefer the earlier seasons than the later seasons. Let's just say that.
right. Yeah, it's the earlier seasons of shows are always better. It's very rare like you have like a whole show where it's like flawless from beginning to end.
Well, actually, there's been certain shows where I like the later seasons more, like
Really,
Night Court. I
Night
felt
Court,
like,
that was a good one.
oh yeah, the first 2 seasons was had its moments, but then
Right.
when they brought Marky Post, and then they got into Marshall Warfield, like the third through seventh season, I liked. But in the last 2 seasons, I didn't care for. Like,
Right.
I've never seen a show where it's like the middle is like where all the good shit is, and then it started off slow.
Right.
Hell, even what's that one show? Married with Children, in my opinion. I kind of felt like it got better like towards maybe like the third or fourth season. That's when it peaked, in my opinion.
Right.
And the fifth season was just
Favorite character from What's Happening?
ooh,
I don't know.
man, took
I
it
want
back.
to say D, but D was such a troublemaker. Raj is like the main character. Dwayne had his moments, you know. Rerun was funny.
I'm gonna have to go with fucking Rerun on this one. Rerun was that nigga.
Who's the boss? Who's the boss was great. I had Who's the Boss on
Oh,
my list. Definitely love that show.
again, that's another show where I kind of prefer like the middle seasons
Mm,
because like the first season was cool,
right.
but before they hooked them up, that's when I liked them.
Yeah,
Like
I
you can
didn't.
already
Yeah, like
tell,
when they. That's how I felt about the nanny. When the nanny hooked up with the father, it was different. Like the storylines were different.
like Miss Fine.
Right. You
Yeah,
know,
I didn't like the last season when they got married, and but I did. But the best part about the nanny was always Cece and Niles. That was always the best part.
limes over lemons. I never seen you in here.
You said the Parenthood,
No, I'm talking limes over lemons. I never seen this person in here.
limes over lemons. That's
But
a that's a weird name,
yeah,
but
who's the boss? Who's the boss was good. That's definitely a classic show. I always had a crush on Elisa Milano. That's why I watched it.
no, she was alright.
She was fine when she was in in her 20s when on Charmed.
Yeah, when she was
Yeah,
on Charm, she was kind of
yeah.
fine and shit.
Oh
But
yeah.
I kind of thought Piper had a little something special and shit. In my
Piper
opinion,
was cute. Piper was
a lot of
good.
motherfuckers got mad at me because I said fucking Phoebe was cute. I was like, okay, I say one white girl in my whole fucking life is cute. Y'all motherfuckers get mad at me and shit. Like, damn, I say one motherfucking white girl. I say one white girl. I say was attractive. Y'all get mad at me. Talking about you think Phoebe's cute? I'm like, nigga, what?
Uh,
Ronnie said favorite character from the Parenthood.
ever heard? The
Oh,
daughter Reagan Gomez. I watched it for her too.
Zaria.
Yeah, that was her name, Daria.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
watched it.
liked. Oh, that's. See, I'm not like a biggest fan of that show. I
Yeah,
liked it.
I didn't care for it, but every now and then when I see, it, I'm like, oh, let me watch this.
The older brother, Michael. I liked his character.
He was good. Yeah.
I mean, TK was
Parenthood
cool.
always that came on Sunday nights, right? That was always up against something I was watching, something else.
Yeah, I mean, TK was cool, but Michael was. I liked his style and shit.
Like,
But one thing I never liked about that show was those stupid ass corny daydreams and shit. Oh man, I like Robin Townsend. But come on, man.
I'm trying to remember what used to come on. It was probably like basketball or something. I used to watch. Like Sunday nights was like the big game night. So if it wasn't basketball or football or some WWE pay-per-view event, I was always watching something else over
Right.
there. You know, they just picked the wrong time for it to come on. You know?
Yeah, I feel like see that's when the WB was really started to rely on
Right
the shows and shit.
when they went to Sunday, right? When HBO took over with their Sunday night lineup, when they had the Sopranos and The Wire and Entourage, I was all there for HBO shows at that time.
Yeah, I didn't really get into the Sopranos until it started coming to the AE network and shit.
Right. Yeah, so like when it started, I didn't watch it. I want to say like season 3 or 4, I got into it, and then I went back and I watched the older seasons.
Yeah, certain shows like that, man. I
Mhm.
That's like once in a lifetime you
Right.
get a show like that, and I definitely do rewatch the whole series and shit because
It
James,
was good.
James Gandolfini is just amazing.
It was good. Definitely a great show. I didn't like the way it ended, but definitely a great show.
You know what? I'm not mad about the way it ended though. In my
Right.
opinion,
Well, I think the fans wanted a bigger send off than just the family being in the dining.
I mean,
You know?
shit. I kind of preferred it because like at the end of the day, Tony's still going to be a mobster. You know, he's still
Right.
going to be a gangster. He's still going to have the same problems. So
Mhm.
I just felt like the final episode. What's going to happen in the final episode? Like it's going to be a big mob shootout. He's
I
still
think
going
that's what they wanted. They want somebody to die. Yeah.
right. Like I preferred it the way it was. Like you just picture your own imagination,
Right.
and they've done it, and they did it right. They did it
Mhm.
right because there's other
See, True.
shows.
See, like with True Blood, it was the same thing. Like True Blood ended with like everybody at the dinner table eating, and I'm like, this is how it's gonna end.
I hated the way Dallas ended though.
I don't even
The
remember
original Dallas.
the original Dallas. Right? How did that end?
Man, they got my nigga JR going through what's life be like if he wasn't born. And his guardian angel was actually a devil.
Oh,
And the devil wanted him to kill himself. And then Bobby opened the door, there was a gunshot, and we don't know if he killed himself or not. I was like, y'all made my nigga JR look like a fucking bitch towards the end.
but when they did the reboot, Jr. was on there, so it wasn't was it a continuation or it was like a complete reboot?
Well, before the reboot, there was actually two straight to TV movies called
Okay.
JR Returns in '96 and War of the Ewings in '98.
Mm-hmm.
They retconned that with the reboot because they forgot everything that happened with those movies and they had JR in some mental hospital or some shit. I'm like, come on. This is JR Ewing,
Right.
the greatest TV villain. Y'all
Mm-hmm.
got my nigga look like a fucking bitch
The
towards
greatest
that.
cliffhanger ever when he got shot. Who shot Jr.?
Like, JR was that nigga. Larry Hagman.
They have T-shirts with that shit made, like the
Right.
greatest cliffhanger ever. That shit made with like was it like 80 million for the season premiere?
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
And Larry Hagman, he was like, "Yeah, I want a bigger contract. I want a bigger
Mm-hmm.
salary. I'm not
Right.
coming back to." I was like, "That's how you fucking do
He
it."
was finessing them because he was the star of that show.
And because he got finessed, because remember when he was on IG Magini,
Right.
the producers did him wrong, so he
Yeah,
learned over the
exactly.
years. See, Larry Hagman, man, that's that nigga. He was really JR in real life. It was JR in real life, like boozing, cheating
Yeah.
on his fucking wife and shit like that. Like talking
Yeah.
shit to the producers, like in Dallas and Dream of Genie,
Right.
peeing outside the studio in the fucking
Mhm.
plane. Like this nigga was driving a plane, he peed outside. I'm
Give me
like,
a break. I watched Give Me a Break when I was real little. I remember it had something to do with a family, or she was like the maid or something.
I can't stand that show, but I like Nell Carter.
I vaguely remember it. Like I couldn't even tell you the episodes. Like I remember watching it, but I don't remember the episodes.
I know you remember the blackface episode.
I don't remember that at all. I was like 5 years old. I want to say when that came out. I remember watching. I watched a lot of all that shit on TV, but not every episode I remember. You know what I'm saying? I just remember like the music for that show. I remember watching it, but I don't remember
Right.
actual episode.
Yeah, yeah. Like I feel like the reason why I don't really care for it to give me a break. I mean,
Mm.
don't get me wrong, but it's like one of those Norman Lear clone shows I can't fucking stand. Like, cause around that time Norman Lear was that nigga. Every sitcom they try to have that one
Mhm.
racial episode, that one
Right.
very special episode.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, they're the kids. Don't even get me started on those fucking kids, man. They can't even
Right.
act. Oh my
The
god.
kids. Um.
The only fucking people I like was Nell Carter, the fucking dad, and Thelma Hopkins when she played
Right.
Hattie and shit.
Right. See, yeah, like Thelma Hopkins, I remember because she was on Family Matters.
That's
You
sexy
know,
ass, man. Shit.
I remember. Only you would say that. I remember her. Um. But like, yeah, a lot of those shows, like, cause my grandparents watched it, and I watched it with them. So I was like 4 or 5 years old when they came out. You know what I'm saying? So I don't remember like actual storylines. I remember just like watching it with them. Certain ones I remember, like I Love Lucy. I watched a lot of I Love Lucy and the Honeymooners, of course, stuff like that. But like, Give Me a Break and what's another one that I watched when I was really young?
So,
Maybe Tyler Moore show. Like those I don't remember.
Mary Tyler Moore, that's my favorite. One
Yeah.
of my favorites, man.
Again, I remember the song. I remember the song from. Cause they had like the catchy songs, but
Yeah.
actual episodes I don't remember like actual episodes that.
So you don't remember like the Chuckles Bites the Dust episode when that fucking clown died and shit?
Uh,
Ah,
I would have to go back and watch them because cable always show them and it's on streaming now. I would have to go back and watch like certain episodes.
yeah, the whole show was on Hulu.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. You know,
Yeah, but
but
okay.
I had my favorites like the Munsters and Addams Family. Carol Burnett, like my grandmother was a big Carol Burnett fan, so she watched that whole sketch
Yep.
comedy show. So I watched it, but I don't remember like what I can't tell you like different episodes that what happened on it.
I love the Carol Burnett show. I love Mama's Family too. I feel like Mama's Family is like the most underrated sitcom of the '80s.
Mama's Family was good. I want to say, did I put that on the list? because I had it as honorable mention, but I don't know if I put it on the actual list.
You had it as an honorable
Yeah,
mention because I
yeah,
had mine as an honorable mention too.
that was a good show. I watched that. I watched that a lot. Cause I remember like the lady that was playing Mama from Mama's Family. She was on the Cabernet show.
Yeah, Carol Burnett, man.
Yeah, that was a good show. Mama's Family was good. They still show that on cable.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I still watch Mama Family to this motherfucking day, man.
yeah. It's funny, man. Like our whole family is just stupid.
Clown.
They're just dumb.
Fucking Vince. Mama, what have you done?
Yeah, like some Beverly Hillbillies like buffoonery on that show.
But see, in the '80s, to see the '80s in sitcoms, it was always that very special episode crap.
But,
Mama's Family was just straight up slapstick. That's what I fucking
yeah,
love. Like that
Brady Bunch.
show,
I love Brady Bunch.
I
That
hate.
was I think that was in my yo. Reg didn't like yo. My list was totally different. I think I had Brady Bunch in my top 5, top 10.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, cause I grew up on Brady Bunch. Like I could remember a lot of episodes from that show. You know what I'm saying?
I
Because
I used to like the Brady Bunch when I was little, but that those crackers got on my fucking nerve. It was always too fucking.
yeah, I mean it had its moments. I mean, but I understood what it was at a young age and how it differed from our black shows. So that didn't bother me, but like yeah, that used to come on like in syndication on like the regular networks like Fox and whatever, and then it went
Yeah.
to like cable, TBS, and all that. So I grew up with a lot of Brady Bunch watching it, and I had to stay true to what I was watching. I didn't want to just make shit up like, oh, well, I watched this, and I wasn't watching it. So I'm like, yeah, Brady Bunch was like in my top 5. Doogie Howser, I wasn't a fan of Doogie Howser.
I like the theme song from Doogie
Like the
Howser.
theme song. I watched it like a couple of episodes, but I wasn't big on it. Again, like that came on with something else I was watching. So I wasn't like big on 3 hours like that.
All I gotta say is thank God for Antenna TV and Me TV because they be putting
Right.
their shows.
They show it right.
And one thing I like about Antenna TV and Me TV, they always get the rarest sitcom because I'm sick and tired of always seeing Seinfeld, always
Hmm.
seeing Golden Girl. I like those shows, but come on, y'all.
I
Give
wasn't.
me some rare. Give me Rock on TV. And this why.
Golden Girls is my show too. That was in. I think that was in my top 5 also.
Oh yeah, go. I love Golden
Yeah,
Girl, man.
definitely. That used to come on Saturday nights on NBC, and I didn't miss that at all. Like that was a huge, very funny show. Like every episode,
Oh yeah.
you
I
know.
loved believe it or not, I loved Amen.
Huh?
Remember the Sherman Hemsley show, Amen?
Amen, amen. I watched that a lot. That was good. You had what's the girl name? From she was also on the Wayans Brothers show, the one that
Anna
played
Marie
Thelma.
Horsford.
Yeah, that was a good show, and Sherman Hemsley on that show, and that was a good show.
Yeah,
Empty
that
Nest, I watched Empty Nest also. You ever watched Empty Nest?
I saw a little bit of Empty Net. I mostly
Mhm.
prefer the earlier seasons where
That was a
they
good
had
show.
the two daughters, Christy McNichol's character and
Right.
shit.
Yeah, and then like they dad, I think their dad was like a doctor or something.
Yeah, he was a
Yeah,
widower.
that was a good show. That was a good show.
One show was very underrated. Frank's Place. It only went for one season with Tim Reed and his wife.
I remember Frank's Place. I
See,
remember.
that's a show that could have ran for how many seasons? But see, at that time,
Right.
things were kind of with Bill Cosby and shit like that. Frank's Place was more darker,
Hmm.
more realistic. If it was on fucking ABC or hell, if it was on NBC, it would have gotten way more better shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the same dude who made Frank's Place made WKRP in Cincinnati too.
I watched that here and there. I wasn't. It wasn't like one of my favorites, but it was. It was a lot of those shows was on Nickelodeon. So like Nick at Night back in the
Yeah,
80s and 90s, they were like showing that like nonstop.
yeah, WKRP. I love that show.
Yeah, I watched that once in a blue.
I love Taxi.
Taxi once in a blue. I watched.
Fucking Louis De Palma was like my favorite. That was like my fucking spirit animal and shit. I was like that fucking cracker man, short ass motherfucker, just talking all that shit.
Uh,
Um, Too Close for Comfort. What you think about that one? Remember that one?
I watched that too. Um, that always reminded me of like Three's Company and the Ropers.
For
Like it could
real.
have been neighbors. It was like they were living in the same area and they had the same type of storylines going on each show like
Because the same production company was
that. Right,
working with Three's Company and Too Close.
Right. Yeah. So it reminded me of those shows. Like, yeah, I watched that one, from time to time. These Companies is one of my favorites too, because I never missed that one.
Oh yeah, that's fucking clownery, man. Like
Oh
John
yeah,
Ritter.
Jack Tripper,
Yeah,
with two bitches living in the house. Man, he was living the life.
for real, man. He
If he wasn't giving you ass, Janet probably would give you ass.
had to pretend he was gay too.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Right. From Mr. Roper. I forgot
Yep.
about that.
Yo, Mr. Roper, Norman Spell, man, that was that nigga. I love how he always looked in the camera when he slayed his fucking wife.
Alice, I watched Alice a lot too when I was little. With the waitress would tell Mel, "Kiss my grits." I remember Alice.
I only cared for Alice when it was only the flow seasons.
Mhm.
After Party Holiday left, I never cared for it. Like,
Yeah.
stow it, Alice. Like, and besides, the chick that played Alice, Linda Laveland, she's a fucking you know what in real
Right.
life shit.
Oh wow.
Because she kind of ruined the show, in my opinion.
Right. See, like all that backstory stuff, I don't know shit about that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, like that's why you come to me and
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, definitely, definitely. It's good to hear about like that stuff that was going on.
Yeah, because Laverne and Shirley though. Now
Yeah.
that
I
oh
remember you telling me about that.
yeah, man. All in the Family, Carol O'Connor and
Right.
Norman Lear had a beef and shit.
Right. That's
Sanford
great.
and Son, Red
Yeah.
Fox had a beef with NBC. Now we're
Right.
not even gonna talk about Good Times and shit.
Good times. Yeah, I know about that shit too.
Then there's some shit that I don't even know about that I'm intrigued about. Like remember that show Barney Miller?
Yeah, Bonnie Miller.
Now you remember the cat that played the Puerto Rican cop that was also on Sanford and Son? Gregory Sierra, some shit like that.
I gotta look back. I don't.
Oh man. Yeah, but he left because he felt like his role was being stereotyped and shit.
Some of these shows, before cable and streaming, like some of these shows you have to sit through the watch to get to your show. So it's like when a show like Barnaby Jones would be on. You know what I'm saying? You ever seen Barnaby Jones?
I've seen a little bit. That's the dude. That's the show with Buddy Epstein from Beverly Hillbillies, right?
I'm assuming. I don't. The old dude, like
Yeah.
I would have to sit through that to get to the show coming on after, or if it'd be like if a show is on, I couldn't even tell you what show would be on before the Dukes of Hazzard. Dukes of Hazzard was like one of my favorite shows, even though it was like a real racist show and the car and everything. I grew up watching that show, but there was something on before Dukes of Hazzard that I wasn't watching, and I had to like sit through that show until Dukes of Hazzard came on. Or Knight Rider. Knight Rider was a big show that I always liked the shows with the iconic cars. Knight Rider, Dukes of Hazzard, Starsky and Hutch. So it would be a show that would be on before them that you actually have to wait and sit through, and then your show come on. So this is before VCRs and all that other shit. So a lot of these shows I know, but I didn't watch them like that.
Did you ever watch a show called Soap before?
Soap,
Yeah.
I heard of it. I never watched it though.
Oh, true. That show, I love that show.
Happy Days, that was Happy Days is on my list. I wasn't a huge Happy Days fan, but I watched it. But I mean, I know the characters, Joni and Chachi and the Fonz and all of, you know what I mean? Meet the dude with the red hair, I forgot his name.
Richie.
Richie. I think my mom went to school with Richie.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I know that show, and even with Weezer, the group, the rock band Weezer, they did, the Buddy Holly video was based on Happy Days, and I'm a big
Yep.
Weezer fan, you know.
I
But
like
yeah,
I like Happy Days, but when they try to make Fonzie into this little superhuman superhero, sometimes I just laugh because it be so damn.
yeah, it got cartoonish, and even with they did a cartoon for Happy Days back in the '80s, and
Oh,
it
we
was
not
real
we not going to talk about that.
it was they tried to make Fonz like he was some superhero with the leather, and then when you don't have the leather jacket on, it was like he's just like rolling bull. I'm like, what the hell?
For
So
real,
every guy with a leather jacket is like have like superpowers. I don't get it.
like I remember this one episode where Richie was about to get his ass beat, and Fonzie was like, "Yo, let me warm up right quick." He fucking pounded on the door, and the door started. He was like, "Yo, let me warm up."
Right. Like Fonz would be the dude you call if you get beat up in school. You call him up to school and he handled the bullies for you. That's the type of shit that he was taking on that show.
For
I'm
real.
like, come on, man. Like one bullet to the head and Fonz is dead. So it's like, what are y'all trying to prove? Is
You like,
that's how
eh.
niggas work? You know what I mean?
No, but I gotta tell you, when I was a kid though, and I gotta be real with you. When I
Mm.
saw Fonz in that leather jacket, he kind of made me want to get a leather jacket too and
Oh
shit.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the way he rocked it with the collar up, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? And but I just felt like I used to feel like that too. Like a lot of the situations they put him in, it was like he was like a superhero or something. Like, oh, we gonna run, we gotta run and tell Fonz, and he ain't gonna be happy, and when he comes, it's gonna be trouble.
He's like, you better not get my Fonzie on you. I'm like, nigga,
Right.
Posse, shut the fuck up.
You know,
Like,
you know, it's
don't let
like
me get Fonz on you.
right.
Then,
It'd be like when Willis had the problem with the gooch.
oh my.
You know what I'm saying? And that was a big thing, and he can't, the gooch fucked him up and all. I'm like, what is Fonzie, man?
For real. But you know what always bugged me about Happy Days was the fucking studio audience. How
It's the
anytime somebody used to pick on Fonzie, like, you got something to say about that, Arthur? They'd be like,
Ooh, yeah, yeah.
oh.
They told them they paid them to do that shit. That's to all like drama and build drama up and tension and all that. You
Yo,
know,
not even Married with Children's audience goes wild like
was
that.
like that, right? By that time, the audience was smart. They knew what to clap for and what not to clap for.
For real. Ooh.
Yeah,
Like they sound like some fucking ghost. Like, ooh.
the guy from Starsky and Hutch, wife and daughter died of AIDS in real life. Who's that?
Oh
Which
damn.
one? I didn't know
Wait, you mean the dude that play Starsky or the dude that play Hutch?
that. I don't.
Damn, that's kind of sad. We were just joking about Happy Days. That kind of sad. Damn. Y'all
Man,
be coming up with some shit
I
like
don't.
we be
I don't
joking.
know. I don't know. No, there's a lot of those shows I watch. I don't know no backstory for those shows, man. That's like new stuff I'm learning right now.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing a beef episode about a sitcom backstory about with the beefs and shit.
Right.
That's why I left that poll up there. I know a lot of people voted for Sanford and Son. But I gotta get Damon Wilson's book for that one. I want to get that shit right.
Starsky and Hutch was my show, man. That was a good cop show, and I wasn't big on cop shows back then because there was so many. You had Hill Street Blues and um what's the Cagney and Lacey, and my mom watched all that shit. I wasn't into cop shows.
Low key,
So
the cop show that shit's all over them is In the Heat of the Night.
that's another cop show I was I wasn't into. I knew of it, but I wasn't watching
But every cougar I dated loved that show.
it. Yeah,
Like one cougar I dated, she loved her some Heat of the Night so much, man. Like
hmm
I'm like, make me some breakfast and we can.
only cop show I was into was Starsky and Hutch and New York Undercover. New York Undercover because
Yeah,
it yeah, it had the hip hop culture in it. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. I like that how Dick Wolf did that show. So I never missed that show. That show, that show I could tell you every episode because I remember every episode watching.
yo, Loki. I saw the Man Child episode a
Mm,
while back ago. That was a very intense episode.
mm,
But when I get the whole series on streaming,
right.
you gotta give that show justice and shit.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I've never seen nobody have a discussion for New York Undercover or pay homage to that show. So
Yeah, cause like I was so close to getting this to stream, but they were
right,
missing a few episodes, and I'm like,
yeah,
nah, I ain't down with that fucking
yeah.
shit.
They they do that from time to time with those apps. You know.
But don't worry, best believe 2021, New York Undercover is gonna get its due.
Yes, definitely. What? Yeah. Do you have a favorite episode from that show?
Well, from what I've seen, excuse me, I like the one episode. I want to say it's a season one finale,
Mm-hmm.
and the Man Child episode. That's another show I gotta rewatch myself. So
What's the man child episode?
when that little boy, Malik Yoba's son has a gun, and his
Mm.
friend introduced him to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What was his son name again? Fuck.
I think it's like Xavier or some shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah, he went to that the private school and the friend gave him the gun. and he bought the gun home. I think JC found it in his room or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that episode.
but like, and that also has Ice T's best acting. Like, I don't give a fuck. Him
Right.
playing court, craziest motherfucker.
I yeah, man.
Like Ice T played a bastard in that movie.
He did, and I think he enjoyed playing the bad guy in a lot of films and stuff. And then when he got the gig on Law and Order, is like he stayed there. You know? Great American Hero, I watched that. That was a good show.
What show?
Anything regarding superheroes, I watched. So I definitely was watching Great American Hero.
A-Team. I love the A-Team.
18 definitely. I don't know if I still got it on my phone. When I went to the car show many years ago, when they came out, you remember they came out with the 18 movie
Yeah,
with Bradley Cooper and I think Jessica Biel was in that.
yeah.
At the car show, they had the 18 van there, and I took pictures with the van, but I don't. It might be in my old phone. I don't think it's in my regular phone. But if I find it, I'm gonna definitely post it up because to see that van, like the actual van from the show, was great. Man. MacGyver I never watched. I wasn't into MacGyver.
I always found MacGyver cheesy in my opinion.
Um,
Oh, look at
SWAT
me!
team.
Look at me! I can make a gun out of sticks. Oh,
I
look.
don't. SWAT. Are you talking about SWAT from the '70s? That show? I didn't watch that. That's before my time. I watched the movie with Colin Farrell and LL Cool J and um Samuel L. Jackson. They were in that. I never watched the TV show. Mission Impossible. I never watched the show. I watched the movies, but I remember when the show used to come on. Character of In Living Color. Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey was hilarious on there.
Anton Jackson is my favorite character.
Yeah. Fire Marshal Bill. Remember that guy? Yo, Fire Marshal Bill. That was like, yo, you did some stupid shit on that show.
I
And
love
then
Calhoun Tibbs to David Allegria.
uh, yeah. Um, when what's his name? Damon Wayans when he played Homie the Clown. Homie don't play that.
That's
I had
classic.
I had a T-shirt with when he played the clown and it said "Homie don't play that" on it. Like back in like '92. Oh man, those are the memories, yo.
Yo, I never knew Paul Mooney wrote for In Living Color in this first
I didn't
season.
know that. And Paul Mooney, I love Paul Mooney's stand up. He's hilarious.
He's underrated.
Definitely.
But I feel like his legacy is getting ruined now.
Right. Of course. The game, I watched a couple episodes. I wasn't really big on that. Fall Guy, I watched. I don't remember. I remember the truck because he had like a pickup truck. I remember the truck. I don't remember like actual what happened in the actual episode. Lee Majors. I think Fall Guy used to come on Monday nights, Tuesday nights.
Fall Guy. That sounds so familiar.
That's from the '80s. I think that was on ABC back in the day. But like I said, like I remember the vehicles from those shows, but not the actual episodes.
Have you ever seen this one show called Moonlighting with Bruce Willis?
Online, yeah, Sybil Shepherd.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom used to watch that a lot. I remember that show. And
I've always wanted to get into that show. I've heard it was very cool.
yeah, and the music. I think the theme song was Al Jarreau.
Yep.
I remember that. That's before Bruce was doing Die Hard and all that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that used to come on ABC. Moonlighting.
That was another show where both stars had beef with one another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember hearing about that. Like back in the day, they had beef. That's why they ended the show.
You ever heard Bruce Willis's Motown album?
You told me that he was a singer.
Yeah, he tried to do singing. He tried to do the whole Eddie Murphy thing.
Right. Yo, why didn't these like record labels tell these people like, no, you can't sing. We're not promoting no album.
Like, no, you can't sing. Like
The Shy is still on. They coming back next year. They renewed it. That's a great show, The Shy. I love that show. You watch
yeah,
that?
the show with Jason Mitchell and shit.
Well, he got kicked off for sexual harassment.
Oh Lord.
But yeah, they killed his character off actually in the season premiere from last season. But Jacob Lattimore was on that show.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and he's I think I never listened to Jacob Lattimore music, but he's a good actor. I like him on that show. Um, yeah, that's coming back next year. They renewed it.
I'm gonna take some shit downstairs right
Yeah,
quick.
yeah. I had like the Homie the Clown shirt and crazy. I was a big Dukes of Hazzard fan. I had like the bed set and the T-shirts and all that stuff. Nut Rider stuff. Yeah, Moonlighting. I wasn't into like my mom watched all that stuff. Man. She was into all those shows. I just remember like her watching that, but I wasn't into that. All right, take care. Ronnie, you watch The Shot? What's your favorite character on The Shot? How do we get on TV shows? Oh, Kevin, yeah, Kevin. I like the fact that they focused this season more on Kevin and Emmett's character because I feel like they needed to do that. And Keisha, Kevin's sister, they focused that whole storyline with her getting kidnapped and all that. That was a good season. I think in order for them to move forward, they got to focus on Kevin and Keisha more. They got to be like the main characters now. Favorite character from the Nutty Professor. Well, I mean, I love Eddie's character. He's basically the star of the film. He was great. Janet Jackson, she was good in that film also. Had a good soundtrack too. Yeah, we gonna be doing like speaking of Eddie Murphy. I'm gonna like in December, me and Reg are gonna discuss like rank Eddie Murphy films like from worst to best. We give like our top five like best Eddie Murphy films all time. Something different. See, Sherman was Buddy Love was like the alter ego to Sherman. He was like the like how you would compare like Stefan Urkel to Steve Urkel to Steve Urkel. So Buddy was more into himself. He was like the opposite of what Sherman didn't like. You know what I'm saying? So I would have to go with Sherman, but Buddy was like getting all the women. Y'all talking about Eartha. Y'all know Eartha Kitt dead, right? Y'all talking about a old lady you would smash. Crazy. I don't think Reg would touch her. I don't know. Reg like them old biddies. I don't know. He probably would holler at her if she was alive. That's not one thing. She gotta look like Holly Berry Farm if I'm gonna holler at some older chick. Sanaa Lathan. Oh yeah, definitely. Now she that's what I'm talking about, Ronnie. Sanaa is sexy. I don't like all her movies. I love her in Love and Basketball and Disappearing Acts. She
I
fine
mean,
as hell.
Sanaa Lathan, she's cute, but she ain't like
She
drop
not
dead.
fond of you. They asking you if you would smash Eartha Kid. You would smash Eartha Kid over Sanaa Lathan?
Hell no.
And she dead. I'm like, yo, y'all know she dead, right?
I mean, like when she was younger, she was cute, but I was still want to smash her.
Oh hell no. I'm taking Sanaa all day over Eartha Kid.
Y'all take Sanaa Lathan over Earth. I'm sorry.
Hell yeah. She's still fine.
She got nice ass though.
She's still fine. And she used to be. I seen her on there was a show called. I'm always watching these shows about affairs. There's a show called The Affair that used to come on Showtime and ended. I think it ended like 2 years ago. She was on there playing a school teacher, smashing the one of the school teachers I was working there at the same school as her. I think she was playing the principal, and she was smashing the white one of the white guys that was a teacher there.
Oh man.
Cicely Tyson. Hell no. Where y'all coming up with these old ass chicks?
Nah, I like
Y'all
Cicely. I respect Cicely Tyson enough to fuck her.
y'all know how old Cicely Tyson is?
You're like 97 years old.
I don't
Damn,
know.
man, I don't fuck every
No,
old chick.
unless
Damn.
Holly Berry would have to come to me butt ass naked and tell me she 100 years old for me to smash. But I would not touch no chick. That's an old lady, yo. Like that's not even a female. But she old.
Who's old?
Cicely Tyson is old. You know.
I mean, I would smash Kamala Harris. I don't give a fuck.
I got to
But
see how she looking. I keep hearing people saying that she look hot.
I got you, bro. Hold on.
She have like a body picture.
Yeah, hold on. I got you.
Reg got all the pictures.
I'm on Google right now. Shit.
Mm. Would you run up
But
in her DM? Is that even
nah,
allowed?
nah.
No.
She put black men in jail though. I can't. I don't
Oh
know.
shit.
I mean she. I mean, don't get me wrong. She does. I respect. I mean, she a vice president. She doing all that. But I heard some shit about Camilla.
Oh boy. That's probably an offense if you like try to like holler at her in her DM and shit.
I don't give a fuck.
Like
I
Secret
don't give a
Service
fuck.
after you was like, who is Reg Thompson?
I'm gonna be one of the best rappers of soon and shit. That's all.
Y'all don't know? Shit.
Yo, Ronnie. To be honest with you, I'm not the biggest fan of the Nutty Professor movies and shit.
Really? You didn't like those?
First one was okay. Second
Mm.
one, I only liked one scene in the second one where the nigga was like, Sheldon, Sheldon, Sheldon. That's the only scene I like.
I was telling them like, yo, we gotta rank the Eddie Murphy films in December.
Oh, I'm down.
Like from best to like from worst to best, and give like our top five like Eddie Murphy films.
I'm down.
Yeah, I want to do that because I mean, hopefully, Coming to America 2 is still coming out in December. I want to do that for that.
I think you might have to hold your breath on that.
It's not coming out.
I heard it might get postponed.
Oh my god, I'm serious. Wow,
Fucking.
we still gonna do it.
Because they postponed the fucking Aretha Franklin movie too. I'm just like,
Right, that's right.
oh,
They might as well put it to streaming. It's like nobody's gonna go out to the theater right now.
that's what I'm saying. Put this fucking shit on streaming.
Exactly. They said, yo, they just announced that they put in Wonder Woman on streaming.
Yeah, I know.
DC, so they got to put all these other films on streaming. So.
God damn. Fuck Trump.
Keisha, hell fucking no. The Vanessa Williams Keisha. Well, y'all seen her hair in that movie? She was nappy as fuck.
I mean, Vanessa Williams is pretty, but as
She pretty,
Keisha,
but
hell,
not in that film.
not as Keisha.
Hell no, hell no. I'd rather take the chick that G Money met at the bar. That Nino was
Hell
mad.
no. The way she was fucking moving in the club is unattractive to me.
Oh
Hell
yeah,
no. Like, hell no. And then she got
I'm
that
talking about her
fucking
moving in bed. I ain't talking about the bar.
she can't fuck either, man.
She looked way better in New Jack City than she did in She's Gotta Have It. I was like, no, she looked like crap.
Right.
She looked like shit.
Yo, see, that's Camilla right there.
Oh wow. Oh, she hot.
Right.
What the fuck? And how did I miss this?
Right. Like she
Wow.
hired.
Is
Yeah.
she Rican? She look like she's mixed.
Yeah, I think she is mixed with something.
Holy shit. Who smashing her?
Some Jewish motherfucker. That's not throwing it out right.
Yo.
That's him right there. Look, look.
Oh God, she got some. He look like a doctor.
Let me tell you something, man. If I was with Camilla right now, man, I would be like,
Yo, you know what's crazy? She probably had a hood nigga, and she probably had to drop him when she started running.
that's what I'm thinking.
You know what I mean? Like, let me get with this dentist looking motherfucker. You know, if Tyrone was too hood for
Mhm.
her. Vivica Fox, I would have went before the surgery, not how she looked now.
I'll smash Vivica
Red,
Fox.
Red, did you run up on her DM or no? Didn't you tell me you was running up on her? Yo, only this dude. You the
I
only
did.
one I know that would hit celebrity bitches up, yo.
Hey, I hit Anna Marie Horsford up one time. I
Oh
said
my
I
God, and
like
she
her work.
responded to you, right?
Yeah, she responded to me.
Wow, she's desperate.
And y'all know Ari Lennox, man. Shit, man.
Ari Lennox is hot. She hot,
Oh yeah.
dark skin chick, and she can sing.
Shit, I don't mind going to her new apartment.
Yeah, like around like I want to say like fucking what's her best friend to you? Set it off.
Who? Vivica Fox?
Yeah,
Nah, hold up.
no,
I don't think that's her best movie. I want to say Kill Bill.
Kill Bill. Oh wow, Kill
Either
Bill was
Kill
great.
Bill or hold on, let me pull it up. I forgot the movie.
I want to say like '90s Vivica was looking sexy. I definitely would have hit back then, but she went under the knife too many times.
Mm. Kingdom Come, that was another good one.
What movie was that? Did I see that one? T-Bars, hell no. Raspy voice? Hell fucking no. My
Nah, not
chick from
T-Bob.
TLC was always Left Eye, and I like Chili. But T-Bars always had that rap. I used to think T-Bars was a lesbian, though. Just the way that with the short haircut and the way that she used to dress. I'm like, this chick is a dyke. For real. I used to, and Jermaine Dupri used to call her raspy because she had that raspy voice, that real ghetto, like she been smoking too long type of voice. You know, like when you smoking cigarettes too for too long and your voice start to get like deep.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I never was attracted to T-Bars like that. Even in Belly, like when she hooked up with Nas, I'm like, this is the best they could do for Nas. Y'all couldn't get like, Maya or something.
Keisha was the baddest bitch.
You know what I mean? Even DMX chick, Terrell Hicks, she was bad. You know, I'm like T-Bars. How much they had to pay Nas to do that those love scenes with T-Bars?
Damn, man, you make it seem like she fucking ugly or some shit.
I never was attracted to her. I'm just being real, yo. As a guy, like Left Eye to me was gorgeous, even though she was fucking crazy. And Chili was hot. Like she was like the sexy, crazy, sexy, cool of the group. You know, crazy was Left Eye, and then sexy was Chili, and cool was T-Boz. I mean, T-Boz had like that Indian look going on. I thought she was Indian. She just had some good ass hair.
You know what? I'm gonna say some crazy shit. It's funny how everybody wants to be African now, but once they get that one compliment about their hair, they think they Indian and shit. Am I lying?
Yo, you know how it was back when niggas like Christopher Williams came out
Oh Lord.
and Albie Shore and Alan Payne and niggas would be like, oh, is he Indian? Bit the
Hold
bitches
up.
was loving those niggas back then.
I'll take it even further. Remember Lloyd?
Who?
Lloyd.
Oh yeah, Lloyd, that's right. I just thought he was a nigga from Atlanta. I didn't know he was he mixed?
I think he was Indian.
Or he was Indian? An Indian dude in Atlanta. Would y'all smash Mary? Mary was hot back in the day. She was
I'll
hot.
smash Mary now.
She,
Fuck.
she hot now. Like she hot. I mean, she went through her phases though. But yeah, she hot now, definitely. She hot now.
This nigga said Mary J. Blige was ugly. I said smack yourself.
Who said that?
Some cracker.
Nah, Mary ain't never been ugly. She went through her phases when she was on drugs and lick it up and shit. But she hot definitely. Yeah, Mary definitely hot. Mary look like she don't play. Like she will curse you out and fuck you up.
Low key, but I'm strangely attracted to Mariah Carey.
Mariah cute. She beautiful, like especially like in her dream lover days when she was innocent and she wasn't whoring the industry. I mean, because you heard those rumors about her and Tip and Puffy and them, and when she
Man,
was still married to like Tommy Mottola and she was innocent, she wasn't doing these hip hop remixes. She was bad even during like the '90s and when she came out with Honey and Fantasy and all that. She was hot. She's still hot.
oh yeah, Mariah Carey, like I feel like she aged gracefully and shit
Yeah,
like that.
she did. Ashanti definitely she bad. She hot.
Believe it or not,
You like Ashanti?
she's pretty, but she's not like a dime to me.
I
She's
think she transformed her body now. Like when the body she have now, she didn't have that when she was with Murder.
nah,
She totally transformed. She look amazing now.
she's more like a seven,
Yeah.
6.
Oh wow, she's a 60. That's a
Yeah,
10.
like I said, she never really, like I said, it has to take something with a female attracts me and shit.
She she and J Lo. Who have the better body? She or J Lo?
See, that's not even fair. Fuck,
Because that's all they do is post like
J
photos
Lo.
of themselves in swimsuits and shit.
I'll say
Uh,
J Lo.
Ashanti, you look at Ashanti Instagram. All she got is photos of herself in swimsuits. You
Low
know,
key, y'all might look at me weird, but I would smash Salt from Salt and Pepper,
she was sexy back then. Like
especially in the Let's Talk About Sex video. Ooh,
yes, yeah, like the shoot video, like her and Pepper on the beach, Spinderella. Yeah, they were looking their hottest at that time when Very Necessary came out.
oh yeah,
You know,
that's a very underrated female rap album. I don't hear a lot of people talk about that album.
definitely, definitely. They hold discography. I love Black's Magic.
That's my favorite one.
Yes, Assault with a Deadly Pepper. Like they all of their albums are underrated.
I feel like we should do a discography breakdown on your channel.
Yes, definitely. And I have no Salt and Pepper albums on CD. I had three of them on cassette back in the day. But they stuff was like super out of print.
I know my uncle, he has a copy of Very Necessary.
Yeah,
I I I had a chance to almost get into Salt and Pepper, but they sold out and shit.
right.
The
Eve,
only album I never heard was the last one in '97.
yeah, it was brand new. I didn't
Yeah,
hear that. I didn't. I remember the songs from that, but I didn't hear the album. Eve, Eve was cute when she had the blonde cut, the short cut, like was 99, 2000. She was cute. I don't like how she looked now is totally different than back then. Like she looked more thicker back then.
mm. Man, I gotta get ready to rehearse for this
But
fucking gig on Friday. Shit,
oh yeah, definitely. I'm gonna post it up on my story and shit.
appreciate it, man.
You know what I mean? So I hope you do your thing. Are you recording the show or no?
Yeah, I have to talk to my homeboy because I told him I was gonna film it at his place.
Right.
But the thing is, I might have to take my own microphone there. And shit. It's like, damn.
Oh word.
Cause
They
I
don't have
thought
their
it
own
was,
microphones at the spot.
you said what?
They don't have their own microphones there.
Oh well, this is something different. This is like a virtual performance. I can film it like
Oh
here,
yeah, that's right. That's right.
but the Atlanta shit, I'm actually gonna go there and shit.
That's dope. That is dope. That's what I'm talking about, man. About to
Yeah.
see a multi-platinum artist on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Ah man, I'm trying. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Speaking of YouTube, have you heard that they were trying to change some terms and agreements, some shit? Have you gotten an email about that?
Nah, what they trying to do now? What shit?
I
What
I,
what,
I
what
I
they
have
gonna?
no idea. I just thought you read it or some shit, but I just got the
I didn't
email.
get the email. I usually get emails from YouTube for that stuff, but I didn't. What they trying to change now?
I have no idea, but they get on my last nerves. I don't even like the new Facebook layout. To be real with you,
Pretty soon they're gonna make it harder for us to post up anything.
I agree.
You know, let us live YouTube. Like, yo, what the hell? You trying to put out our ideas to the world, and they making it harder for people.
I 100% agree with
You
you.
know what I mean? What more they trying to change? Yo, they flag people for playing music and videos and shit. What more they want? You gotta make sure your episodes are like for kids or not for kids and all this other crap. And thank goodness I like this. I like doing this stuff for fun because I couldn't deal with all these rules and restrictions on YouTube.
Yeah, man. The thing about YouTube, man, it's just like once the partner was Google, that's when it went downhill.
Right.
Oh, let's see. Would you smash anybody from En Vogue?
In Vogue?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I said that too.
You said that too eagerly.
From like the original lineup with Maxine and Dawn, and yeah, I had a thing for Dawn. Dawn had some big ass titties, boy. Dawn Robinson was cute back then, and Maxine and Cindy. I was like, yo, I know all my ex wanted to smash that in Juice, yo. He had to.
To be
He had,
honest, man, when they put that fucking wait, you talking about an En Vogue? I thought you meant talking about the go with the goatee. That
I'm
goatee.
talking about you said En Vogue, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
got those girls mixed up. I know you're talking about the cougar and shit.
yeah, Cindy from Juice.
Yeah.
The leader, yeah.
What else? Who
Who's the
else?
other group you asked me then? I thought it was En Vogue you asked me.
Yeah, I did. I thought you were talking because you know that scene went in like the whole record store.
Right.
That girl with the little gold
Oh,
teeth.
not her. I'm talking about. Remember, Cindy was in Juice. She played Omar Epps.
Girlfriend.
I don't know, was it girlfriend or you just
Yeah,
smashed her? Yeah, she was hot. Bro.
for real, man. She had
I'm
us.
like, I know Omar Epps. I'm like, yo, you have to smash that.
Mhm.
It would have been crazy if you didn't do that. Terry Ellis, I would have smashed Terry. She was too bony.
You said you wouldn't smash Terry?
Nah, I would have smashed Terry.
Shit, damn. Low-key, man, I would smash fucking Kelly Rowland.
Kelly Rowland. Oh yeah, Kelly hot now. I didn't think she was hot back in Destiny's Child, but she hot now.
Shit. I don't know about Farrah and Latoya. I don't know about them.
Latoya Luckett.
Torn between the two. Pardon me when it's alone. Pardon me when me leaving.
Oh
I
my
remember
god.
that song was so big back in '06.
Mm-hmm. For real, right?
That song and Cherish. Do it, do it, do it, do it.
Oh, Lord.
That was one time when they just threw in girl groups and anything. They just threw anything in the wall to see if it's.
Yeah, for real. It's like, oh, let's see if this is gonna sell. Nope.
All you have to say is say "Walk It Out" or "Lean with it, Rock with It." It's a
Right.
hit.
For real. Yeah,
I'm gonna
Kelly.
buy you a drink
Oh,
for me.
T-Pain. Jesus Christ.
How are you gonna have a song called "Buy You a Drink" and then you're gonna say "for me"? Like, I thought you were gonna buy her a drink. What the fuck? I'm
The
gonna take you home with me.
Dalton Days of R&B.
It's like you gonna buy her a drink. Get like I'm surprised niggas didn't get at that fucking song, but they got at fucking Rick Ross for that. She didn't even know it. He had a song called "Buy You a Drink." Then he had a song "Bartender."
Yeah, I remember that.
I'll be your bartender.
I remember that when he first came out. Gabrielle Union.
She eats ass. I don't know about
Has
her.
she? She told you
Yeah. What do you mean she told me? I don't know her.
that?
She said in the interview she eats ass.
Wait a minute. When did she say that? She said that on the interview?
Yeah, she said she eats ass.
What the fuck? Women? Oh,
I mean, she's pretty. She's a
what
fucking
the
dime
fuck?
though. But I don't know about a girl who eats. I
Why?
don't
What
know.
is up with these chicks coming out and saying they eating they men's ass? Like, what's that about? Faith Evans did the same thing.
Wait, Faith Evans ate Biggie's ass?
That's what she said.
Oh.
Yo,
But I
I
don't
think
want
she said that on
to
I want to say I don't think it was the Breakfast Club. She said that on somebody's show that they asked her and she said I'm like really Faith, like after all these years Biggie rolling in his grave, you really coming out and telling people what y'all did in bed? They
shit.
like, is there no limit?
Shit, I bet you Faith told Kim he looks so good. I ate your nigga's ass.
Oh my god. What? And you gotta wonder what the hell did Kim do to Biggie if Faith was doing that? Because
Well,
Kim was in love with that nigga.
let me tell you something. Big man, Biggie, he had Faith, he had Kim, he had Charlie
Yeah,
Baltimore.
Charlie. What was Charlie doing?
Man, Charlie had the leftovers.
I never heard Charlie like talk about that relationship with them.
I mean, what's there to talk about? She was the third.
Yeah,
She was the runner up, the
side
third
piece.
runner up.
Crazy, and she looked like one of them chicks that wouldn't mind being a side piece album.
Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something about side chicks, man.
Mhm.
Side chicks, they will do anything. Sometimes some side chicks are the most loyalist females. Now, I never had a side chick before.
Right,
I had acquaintances.
right,
You know, I had females that I routinely see like Old Faithful, but I
right.
never had a legit side chick because I never got tied down and shit.
You're a smart guy.
Yeah, because like I said, if you see that movie Fatal Attraction, you would know why don't I rarely
Oh
have
yeah,
side chicks.
crazy.
Like if you
That's
if
dope.
you see me talking to a female, if a chick see me talking to a female, she
Yeah.
just be looking at me like do with the eye. He said, "We'll talk
Bro,
about it later."
I be getting that on IG. If I like a picture or different pictures of a chick, one chick will be mad in their feelings. Like, are we together? If I'm not together and I'm just liking pictures, what's the problem?
Exactly.
Oh, you a player? Cause you liking all these pictures? I see who you liking all these different women pictures online. So what I'm saying,
And these females sometimes they can be so fucking hypocritical because
you should be worried if you with me and I'm doing that, not when I'm single.
they be thirst trapping niggas and shit like that. And then
Right.
when niggas fall for another girl's thirst trap, they gonna feel
Mhm.
some type of way.
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
like, first of all, know how to exactly thirst trap somebody, first of all, before you get mad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I remember this one chick got mad at me and stuff like that because oh, I didn't follow her on Instagram. I didn't like any of her pics on Instagram. I'm like, girl, because I don't find your pics attractive. Like dead ass. I don't find your chicks attractive. And
That,
besides, like, we ain't even friends. I just added you on Instagram. We ain't even friends. God damn. Like, niggas be finding it so hard to make friends in public, but they be finding it so easy to make friends on social media.
Mhm. It's easier. It's easier to see what they're about on social media before actually meeting them in person and shit.
Right.
Ashley Banks, yeah, Ashley was sexy.
I mean, Tatiana Ali. Yeah.
Hell yeah, how to?
When she grew up, she aged good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. When she grew up, she definitely was hot. You know what I mean? She used to date that dude from was it Sequest?
Yeah.
That white dude. I'm like, really, 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 Tatiana? That's what you going for?
Yeah.
Maya definitely. Maya, her was a big whore in the industry though, but she's still hot. I never cared for her music, but she definitely could get it.
I never heard of Maya album. I don't think I've ever heard of
Yeah,
Maya album.
I never cared for Maya singing and shit, but she's sexy. She's still hot right now. She kept herself in shape.
I remember Jay-Z called her rude one time.
Yeah, but there's been so many like people she been linked to. 50 Cent supposedly was with her, and other rappers, and I think Vlad had asked her about that on like years ago when she was on this show, and she was like, "Oh, don't believe everything you hear," or some stupid shit like that. I'm like, we know you smash mad people, but yeah, she definitely hot. She always kept herself in shape, you know.
Okay. I'm gonna stay on for about 5 more minutes and
We
shit.
talked a long time about shows and smashing bitches.
Right. I literally said I was gonna get off like about around one ish.
Yo, only us would talk about all different shit. Man. You know, Ronnie's like the only one that's still up.
Oh wow.
Sam went to bed.
Man, I can't believe it's about to be December soon. This Megan Thee Stallion, I bet be some good shit though.
What's up? Would you smash Luther Vandross? What?
No, he said he would smash
You
Luke.
would smash Luther Vandross? Okay.
Mhm.
Tisha Campbell? Hell no. Applehead? Hell no.
Nah, I'll make out with her. That's about it.
You make out with Tisha?
Yeah.
Um, every time I see Tisha, I see Gina.
Every time I see Tisha, I see her head stuck in the fucking bedpost.
Applehead. Right?
But I was just talking to my friend. I was like, why all these rappers always doing a parody of Martin after Martin and shit? I mean, I love Martin, but come on.
That was a great episode when she got her head stuck in the bedpost. And shit.
Oh yeah, that was a funny episode.
That was funny.
But to me, Martin kind of got a little bit too silly in the
Mm,
last two seasons,
right.
maybe.
Yeah, that remember that season finale when he became a monk? I didn't like that.
Yeah, that
He went
was.
to the monastery and shit.
Yeah, I didn't really care for that episode,
Yeah.
but compare that to when they had a fucking rat chasing them in some vacation. I mean, I know a lot of people love that episode, but I'm just
Right.
looking at myself like, would an episode like this really be like in the first two seasons?
Right. That was silly.
But the fact that they were like improvising, that was
Right.
what really made it work.
Hey man, hey, that's magic right there. You can do shit like that. It come out dope. That was a great show. The scene, I don't know, yeah. Pam had her ass back then.
Hell yeah.
She still look good. You know?
Mm.
Yep. Definitely.
What about Keisha from Power?
Oh hell yeah. The Tory,
Mm-hmm.
Tory hot man. Like in that Biggie film, she's hot. And to think that Little Kim didn't even want her playing Little Kim in that film, and that's what got her the power character. You know, the Tory hot.
Yeah,
She
Lil Kim need to go somewhere and find her real face.
got a nice body. She got a nice body on her. Yeah.
Who, Lil Kim?
The Tory,
Oh,
yeah. Silk, the Secret Garden. Yeah, we talked about that. The Secret Garden. They have a Quincy cover for that song too.
how many covers of Secret Garden is there?
Yo, Ronnie gave us a female version. They have Silk have their own version.
Who,
What the hell? Wow.
who's next? Hall and Oates?
All in those. That wouldn't be so bad though. Daryl Hall.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
wouldn't be so bad.
probably
And
Daryl Hall,
I could
Kenny
see them.
Loggins, Michael McDonald.
I could see them singing that, like doing a cover for that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Loki, actually, that would not be a bad idea
Yeah.
because
Michael McDonald, Daryl Hall.
I don't know if Michael would sing Barry's part.
He got to.
I'll take a girl, you.
Yeah. You
That's
know.
what a man is supposed to
Pam Grier. Back in the day. I don't think she still look hot now. I haven't seen Pam Grier in
do.
a
Yeah,
minute.
yeah, she still looks hot.
Well, damn, coffee still looking hot after all these decades.
Bro, she was looking bad in that one Freshman to Bel Air episode.
Like,
Oh my fucking
yeah.
god.
Oh yeah.
I was like, damn, Will Smith, man, back in Devil's Days, man, he was making out with some of the baddest
Yeah.
chicks. Man.
For real, right? Damn. Neil Long. Vivica. I wonder if he actually smashed those chicks.
I doubt it because he was married around that time.
He's married already? But he was married to Jada or before Jada?
Oh no, he remember he was married the first time like back in like
Right,
the early '90s and shit, like
right.
'92.
Daisy Duke. That bitch is old now.
And
She
at
looked
that
good
point,
back in the day, not now. Like, wow. Is she even alive, Daisy Duke?
yeah, she's alive.
She alive? She old now. She got to be in her 60s or 70s.
No, she's through plastic surgery. I don't know.
Really? I haven't seen some of these people in forever. I'm remembering Daisy Duke from the show. Like back then, she was hot. Not in 2020.
But anyway, I'm about to end it
Yep.
off tonight because I gotta finish up a paper due tomorrow.
I definitely. Tomorrow night we're gonna be on Reggie's channel for the Megan Thee Stallion new album reaction at midnight. So stay tuned for that. And then Friday. We'll be on this channel again for Mary J. Blige, My Life.
Yep, Mary J. Blige, My
Can't
Life.
wait for that. Can't
Yeah,
wait for that. That's
awesome
great.
tonight. Yep.
So yeah, this was fun. Blondie. The album, the OG print, I believe was out of print, but the remastered is available still on CD, so you can get it on Amazon. It's like 11.98. Don't like this album. It's not good, but I love the Rapture. So oh yeah, that's the album review. I'll be back next week. Are we gonna do Phil Collins Face Value? I want to do that.
Yep.
Definitely was planning that as well. I probably should have did that before the Blondie. I only did the Blondie review because today's actually the anniversary for the album. So yeah, and anybody want to check it out? I didn't like the album, but I like a couple songs, but it's not a good album overall though. But yeah, next week is gonna be Phil Collins Face Value. I might do another one by myself. I'll see how I feel. Also, Friday is the anniversary for CN the reunion album. We should discuss that.
I'm down. Wait, wait.
So
Next Friday?
no, Friday coming up.
Friday. Hmm. I
We don't
might.
got to do it on Friday. I was just saying that's the album anniversary for people that like that stuff.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool, cool. Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. I definitely want to talk about that album because
Oh yeah,
that's
definitely.
underrated.
I was like, yo, I was like, yo, we got to do that one because we did World Report and that was great, and I think Reunion is just as good. So, you know what I mean? Thanks a lot, Reg, as always. Thank you, Sam and Ronnie and Christian, everybody that came through. As always, appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate this, man. This has been fun, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. I'm gonna
All
let
right,
you text you, Rashad.
all right, cool.
All right. Have a good night, y'all. Peace.
Peace, peace.